Let's go live because you tweeted about it.
There we go. We're already live.
Woo! Cool. Okay. Hi.
I made
an
a
awkward.
decision.
We didn't plan this. Hello. We're on your channel,
Hi.
obviously, so you have to say hi first.
You give me
Yes.
your bacon?
Yes, we are.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Did you post a thing on Twitter that we're going live?
Did you
yeah,
post about it and everything?
I should
Oh
post
my
it.
gosh, I wonder when you have to post everywhere before you go live.
Let me.
Well, it's too late now.
Well, let me
It's happening.
share. Hold on.
Okay,
Hold
yeah,
on.
I'm gonna. I'm also gonna share. I'm gonna find your.
Yeah, I'll share it.
I have to quickly
I always do this.
say yes to someone who just picked up fire in his fingertips. So
Yeah.
do that.
Also, speaking of manga, has
That's at the
anyone
top of
else
my-
picked up that manga about the old lady and the girl who bond over BL?
BL Metamorphosis? Yes.
I want it.
I want it too. I should
I
buy
want
it.
it so bad. I ordered it. But I won't. I don't want to talk about it live because I had a bad experience with the seller, so I don't want to go into it.
No! Oh no!
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, not gonna talk about it live. It's okay.
Friends, I'm typing right now on Twitter. Friends.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
tweeted out as well.
I'm trying to find the video on my
I've got it.
channel.
Hang on.
So yeah. This is how all my lives go. I'll just basically
Hang out
start
for a
it,
little bit
and then
until
I'm
people figure it out.
yeah. That's true.
I'm gonna tag all of y'all in here.
Okay.
That's a good idea. Yep.
Hey, Geeky Dreams. I see you.
Hello.
Hi.
I don't see you because I'm tweeting it out, so I'm sorry. But hello.
I don't see you either, but hello.
I see you in spirit.
I love you. I don't know who you are.
Spiriting.
I love you.
Oh my gosh. And now I'm hearing my voice. Okay.
I've been doing YouTube for 10 years and I'm still awkward as fuck.
Oh, there we go.
Yes, always. Oh my god.
Like,
No idea.
We've been friends for 10 years and like, oh god,
We
like
have.
2 months. Dylan, oh my god.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
crazy.
I will have had my channel 5 years this fall. Wow. That
Yeah,
was
because didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, Melissa, you joined YouTube in October, right?
No, August.
2010?
August of 2010.
It was August? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
After Leanne bullied me into it, yeah.
Wow.
That's right, yeah.
And now she's married. What the fuck?
I know. Yes.
That's ridiculous. But not just the concept.
Not in a bad way. Yeah.
So, hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to get this balloon because I'm trying to get.
Oh no, Meringue, you are not leaving.
I'm trying to get as many DIYs as I can.
Meringue, no, don't be there.
Yeah, I
No.
feel you.
You're not allowed to leave. Don't leave.
I got an underwater wall. Oh my god.
Yay!
I want to see it. Make it.
How do you,
I want to see
how do
it.
you are you getting
I gotta see
through, like
doing my
the bombing today or
In the
what's going
balloon.
on?
Like in the balloon.
Oh, in the balloon.
Yeah, I've gotten
Oh,
some
they're
good
in
the
balloons too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to pop the balloons.
Wish they
It's-
said
yeah.
that.
Yes.
Like,
I guess. Oh, Dylan, this is your channel. I was fixing to tell people what we're doing.
Yeah. I'm still tweeting. I'm like way out of it. Okay. Oh my gosh, hello guys! 4 minutes in, it's fine.
oh my
It
god.
took us a minute to get going. It's all good. We're fine.
Yeah,
Everybody's
oh my God.
good. Everybody's chill.
The funny thing is we've been talking behind
For
the
like an
line.
hour.
Yeah,
So
for an hour.
Around, yeah.
Yeah, so
It's fine. We're
basically,
fine. All good.
yeah.
No worries.
So this is our Animal Crossing chit chat.
Mhm.
Basically, we're just gonna talk about Animal Crossing. Do we all have different colored Joy-Cons? Because I have purple and orange.
I got the red and blue.
I have the red and the blue.
I'm
My
using
sister has like the green
Okay.
and the pink, and I'm jealous.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
using
but also,
Hi,
Cool.
I'm using a GameCube style Nintendo Switch controller because
Right.
it's easily accessible.
Hello, Chris. And
I'm using
Hi,
this
Kristen.
thing.
How
hi,
are you
Geeky. I
doing?
finally see you.
Yeah, because Dylan, you remember because my Joy-Cons they have like they're wandering. Remember,
Mhm.
like, a while
Mhm.
ago I was playing with Dylan and it was so annoying because my freaking thing was like wondering, like my character wouldn't stay still, and I was trying to sit in the chair, and he dug a hole to keep me in the chair, and then I fell into the freaking hole.
I know, and it was so genuine though, because I thought that it would keep her from jumping,
and it just goes.
I did not think. I essentially made a pitfall.
It was so funny.
It was the best. And side note, since we're talking about that, my Joy-Con started drifting a little bit. Not like bad yet, but I'm really mad because I bought it like 5 months ago. I have
the white whale of New Horizons.
Yay!
Yay! Got Raymond.
He's so cute. By the way, when he smiles, he is absolutely adorable.
I love that you finally got him, because I felt really bad whenever I told you that he was in my campsite.
It's okay.
I was like, oh no.
I need 5 Nook Miles tickets, y'all. 5.
Oh,
that's
I'm
good.
so glad
that's amazing.
I was literally like crying when I found him, because I found him so fast for so few tickets, and I never thought I'd have him because you can't get him with an amiibo card if you really want him, anything like that.
Right. Yeah, I love how like it's so. I didn't realize how attached I would get to
certain villagers.
To my villagers, like they really are like my friends. When they compliment me on my outfits, I genuinely get like a boost of endorphins. Like they really are complimenting me in real life.
I legit blush.
I think maybe I need to get complimented more in real life.
No, was saying, if you live in America, your Joy-Cons repaired for free. So
but you have to but you have to
send them away.
Yeah, you have to, because Matt was saying,
if you have a master controller, that's not a big deal. So
so we haven't sent mine yet because we keep forgetting. But yeah, I do want to send it in so we can get it taken care of. But I do have this. So I use this for now. Yeah. But I would like to have my Joy-Cons, because sometimes I just want to lie in bed and like hold it in. And I'm a weirdo. Like Matt has walked into our room and seen me in like the weirdest positions, like backwards on the bed with my feet up on the headboard, and like the game, like the Switch on there, just like my arms like this, like just in the most weird positions to try to play
I'll play on my back too.
Yeah, I want Joy-Con so that I can hold it better, I guess, because sometimes playing with this, it can get annoying. So excuse me. So
do you play on your TV? Oh, yes.
Oh, do I play? No, I play on.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I play on this, but I just use. We only like our TV. Like we have a TV room because we don't keep it. Like I don't have a TV room. I don't have a TV in my room. I don't like having. I'm very like against having a TV in my bedroom. And our living room doesn't have the TV. I moved it out of the living room and into like just our extra. So we have a TV room. I'm one of those weirdos who's like, when people are over, I want us to like actually talk and not watch TV.
I'm the same way.
I understand that completely.
So like, I very rarely, I don't even really go into the TV room. Phineas stays in there. He watches, or he doesn't even watch TV. He plays Minecraft. That's what he does.
By the way, Bro's just chilling by my little heart-shaped pond by my house. He's
Bro.
Chilling like a little
adorable.
Buddy. Isn't
he?
He's
adorable.
I'm second guessing my what's the word? I'm second guessing my decision to like put my campsite up on another level, because I'm like, there's no space up here for what I want to do. So I'm like, I have to. I guess I'll let it sit and figure it out. I don't like this.
I don't know if you guys have been over since I did my major makeover on my campsite.
I don't think so.
Because I want to make it woodsy and foresty and everything, but I'm like, there really isn't, like, unless I moved stuff around and grabbed a bunch of cedar trees and QR codes, I guess I could do that. So I guess like once it's all laid out, it'll look better. I just have to figure it out.
Right.
Don't be afraid to waterscaping your campsite either.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, like there really
isn't that way.
There like really isn't.
Because naturally, if you were out camping, you would want to.
Yeah, there would be water. Yeah.
Right. I don't camp, so like I actually don't know. The one time we went camping in real life, it was a disaster. an absolute disaster. Actually, this is a funny story. I'll tell it really quick. So this is before Fox was born. So it was just the three of us, me, Matt, and Fox. And there's this area. I won't say the name because it's a small area, and I don't want people. But we went to this very popular like place to camp in our area, and we really thought we were doing something. We had tents. We had like, what are those things called? Sleeping bags. We had games. We were like ready. So we get out there and we were having a good time. But here's the thing. So because I am who I am, I had to have a pink sleeping bag. Okay. I just saw pink and I was like, I want it. So when we were there getting ready to go to bed, and tell me why it was a child's sleeping bag.
Oh no.
Like it maybe went up to my waist, and I was so sad. And the thing is like, so Fox was at that age where like even like with kids, we don't teach like gender norms or whatever, but they pick it up from like outside. He was still in public school, so he refused to switch me sleeping bags because it was pink. And I was like,
so you were stuck sleeping in that itty bitty sleeping
bag. I was like, oh my gosh, it was so horrible. And then on top of that, like, we didn't really bring any like people who camp
extra blankets or anything.
They had like stuff to cook with. So the next morning, people were like cooking full on breakfast, and we were sitting there just hungry. And so we just packed up and like went back home. We were like, this is it was so bad. We didn't have lights, so like we brought a game, but then we couldn't even play it because it got dark. And I was just like, this is a disaster. And we have not gone camping since. Like, and I have no desire.
This is why you usually go camping with other people, because whatever you forget,
who know what
That's true.
It's a funny story, but oh my gosh, I was like, that was horrible. So, hey Nicole.
Hi Nicole.
But yeah,
good to see you.
I don't know what camping is actually like. Yeah.
It's a lot of bugs.
Right. I mean, I feel like it would be that, and I'm not like, I love nature from my window. That's what I like.
You love to look at nature. You don't love to be in nature.
I feel you.
No. So, what is everyone? Oh, Dylan, didn't you have questions? Do we want to do that?
I do. Yeah. Oh God.
Let's do it.
It's fine. Yes. Okay. I have it in my Pokemon notebook. So with all my journal diary entries about my villagers, I drew Biscuit.
Oh my god!
I need to color him in so you can see a little better. But yeah, I do have a few questions. Okay. Oh my God, Val! Hi!
Hi!
I love you. She's one of my best friends. I love her. Hi. Okay. So the first question is pretty simple. What was your first Animal Crossing game? So
mine was New Leaf.
New Leaf.
Mine was City Folk. I think I played the original on GameCube for like an afternoon at my friend's house, but my first game to me was City Folk.
Mm-hmm. So mine was actually Pocket Camp.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't played. I knew what Animal Crossing was, but I just hadn't played it, and so I played Pocket Camp. Oh! I just got bit by a mosquito. Oh,
that time of year.
I didn't know they could.
That happens in the game.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
I've been catching them, but I didn't know that they could bite me. What the hell?
What happens when you get bitten?
That's crazy.
It just
nothing really. It just says, "Oh, you got bitten by a mosquito."
Like, it says, "Oh, you've been bitten by a mosquito," and I was like, "Okay." It's not like I don't. And her face is like my.
It's not like you need medicine or anything for it.
Right. That's
good.
Interesting. Anyway, yeah. No, Pocket Camp was my first, and I played that for a while, but I got bored. Like this has been it's been a couple.
Pocket Camp is boring.
And I heard that they did get.
Yeah, I never played it.
But like when I've
heard it's gotten better, but
when I was playing it, it's very.
I've been tempted to like start it just to get the cute campsite sign and then like take it off.
I thought about getting back into it. But I don't know, like it's just kind of like it is or at least when I played it before, it was very repetitive after a while. There's only so much you can do, so I kind of gave up on it or whatever. But so yeah, I'm very new to Animal Crossing. I'm really enjoying this one. I don't know if everyone who has been playing Animal Crossing for a long time loves it, but
it's a huge improvement.
It's very much.
Yeah,
the game,
it's a massive
improvement.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, my first one was New Leaf.
There she is. Ha! Sorry, I found Celeste finally.
Yay!
Side note to everyone who's watching, if it looks like if it looks weird that we're looking away, it's because we're all playing, like we all decided
we're playing Animal Crossing while we talk about Animal Crossing.
I have some things that I need to get done, some chores.
I don't do the chores anymore, actually.
Oh, I say chores.
I got a Cosmos wand.
Ooh, fancy.
Ooh.
Is it like the what color Cosmos? Is it the white one?
Let me see. Hold on.
That's not
hold it up. Hold up. Yeah, it's the white one.
Oh,
cool.
So the white Cosmos wand, right?
Oh, very
so pretty.
Nice.
I think so too. But I can't lie, I love my Sakura wand, so I'm probably
That's a pretty one.
The Sakura wands are so pretty.
I think I got a shell wand. Yeah, I did. I got a shell. The shell one is really. Let me see, because or maybe I was watching a video and I don't know. Did I make that up Did I tell myself that I got a shell wand? And I thought I got one. Hold on, let me see. I'm pretty sure. Am I weird? Did I make that up? No. Oh yeah, I did. Okay. Ooh, I thought I was going crazy. Yeah, it's really cute.
And by the way, this is Chow. I love Chow. I gave him a happy
tea.
Chow.
Oh yay!
So
awesome.
I've already told you all this, but I'm on a mission to get rid of all of my men on this. So far I have.
I'll take them.
Right. So
send them over here.
I only have Wolfgang left. And I'm kind of like,
oh, I already have him.
I think that if he decides or when he decides he wants to go, I'm okay with letting him go. I've decided because I kind of want to try to replace him with a wolf lady. I would really like a wolf, one of the wolf
like Freya or Whitney.
Like Freya or Whitney.
Or Vivian's pretty too.
I know everyone likes Audie. She is really cute though, but just any of the wolf ladies. Would be, I think I would like, because of yeah. So
they are really pretty.
I kind of don't have anything to do in the game for the next 45 minutes because I've already gotten tons of star fragments from the shooting stars. Because once you've made 40 wishes, it doesn't really count.
Yeah,
anymore.
It doesn't.
I've already done that.
Right.
And then I've gotten my recipe, and I don't have anything to really catch until after 9. So
right.
Just gonna put this aside, let it charge, let it rest. Because I've talked to everybody today, multiple times.
Right.
Because I was playing while I finished watching Fuller House today.
Right.
Nice.
Because that's all done. All the rest of it is on Netflix, so it's complete now. So I watched the rest of it.
Right.
It ended exactly how I thought it would, so it's fine.
Is that that's a sequel, right? To Full House?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I still need to watch it.
I haven't watched it.
All 5 seasons are there, so you can watch it anytime.
It's
it's exactly what you expect.
Yeah,
something based on a '90s sitcom.
Yeah,
to
a
be.
Sequel to Full House to be. It's still the hokey acting as if it's the 90s.
It's still campy. It's still exactly what you would expect it to be. So as long as you go in expecting it to be almost exactly like Full House, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I might look.
But it was sweet. I thought the ending they chose was really nice.
Right. Interesting. I've been so caught up in Animal Crossing, honestly.
Well, see, I put on something that I don't have to watch subtitles for.
Yes.
And then turn the volume down unless I'm catching fish.
Yes.
And just play and watch at the same time.
Right.
Because I don't have to watch every frame. I've never been that person.
Okay.
As long as I know what's going on, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's a good question. I know, Dylan, you probably have other questions, but do y'all so you already kind of answered it, but what do y'all watch or listen to while you're playing Animal Crossing, or do you at all? Like, do you listen to anything or like?
Sometimes I don't, but sometimes when I feel like too scattered, then I'll put something on the TV while I play.
Right.
A lot of the time, I'm watching Andrew Arcade's VODs of his Animal Crossing streams because I'm just like.
I do that sometimes too.
Because he's
Patrick from Nintendo Talk, I tend to watch a lot, especially when it's a villager hunt or something.
Because and like
a lot of other people's islands,
especially because
so it can creatively be very stimulating.
Especially since Andrew's streams are just so long. Like if I'm villager hunting, which I don't think I'll be villager hunting for a long time, if ever, right now, just because I love everybody. So like,
there's one or two that if they asked to move out, I'd be okay. But for the most part,
Meringue just asked to move, and I'm like, yeah, no. That's not happening.
No, Meringue is stuck on my island too. Like, I'm not letting her move.
Right, Dylan.
Move. Bo's not gonna move. Raymond's not gonna move.
Right.
I've got several that won't move.
So for me, like, I guess I do watch like YouTube videos while I'm streaming while I'm playing Animal Crossing. I don't watch while I'm streaming. No, I'm not that bored. I'm not that mean. Oh my god. So I'll watch like Animal Crossing videos. Typically.
Right.
I'm trying to think of other stuff. Sometimes I'll watch like movies. One thing I've been watching on Shudder. It's horror related, but it's not a horror movie. But it's like a documentary about the actor who is in A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And it's about his story because he was gay, and that movie has like a bunch of gay like subtext in it that the director and writer put into it, and it kind of ruined his career in a way because it was in the 80s. During that time with the AIDS virus, and so his agent basically told him, like, threw a pair of slacks on the bed and was like, "This is what you're wearing to every audition from now on. You're gonna be playing the typical token young male,
gay guy,
not gay guy, but just boy character." And he was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna quit. I don't want to do that." Right. And he stuck to his guns and basically moved on with his life after that.
Wow.
It's emotional. I like it. Yeah. It's a Shudder exclusive.
Okay. See, I don't have Shudder. I don't know if I'll get it.
It's good. I love it.
Horror stuff to like.
Right. If you're not into horror, you might not like it. It's basically horror Netflix. So.
Right. Dang. Well.
But it's good. Well, I can always like send you my login information if you want to watch it.
Actually, I might, because I would. That sounds like a really interesting. I like documentaries, so that sounds really interesting. I just don't really.
It's really good.
My dinner for each child.
I think for me, like, so whenever I'm playing, sometimes I don't like to listen or watch anything while I'm playing. Sometimes, like early in the, like if I'm playing in the morning, I just have music playing. You know, I listen to the soundtrack and the game and the sounds. It's really relaxing to start my day. But then typically once I get a couple hours in, because I wake up and I get up just to like take care of the kids, and then I come back in my room and play. But like there's this it's a YouTube channel that I'm really liking right now called Psychology in Seattle, and it's this psychologist, what is his name, Dr. Honda, and he has lately been doing like reactions to like reality TV shows, so like 90 Day Fiance and stuff like that. These are like shows that I don't even really watch, but I like to hear his perspective. Like he makes it clear that he's not diagnosing these people, but just based on their behaviors, and based on the people he's treated with those behaviors, he gives insight. And it's really interesting and really eye-opening, and I'm like obsessed. So when he posts a video, I'm just like, yes, I gotta sit down and listen to what he has to say. So I've been listening to that, and then I also do watch like some Animal Crossing people. I think it's Chase Crossing is one that I've been watching lately, and then there's Crossing Channel that I've been watching. Yeah.
Eurogamer
is also great if you haven't checked them out.
I've
They're
seen a couple of theirs, yeah. And then Austin John
plays, yeah.
But he seems like he's not really into Animal Crossing as much anymore. I think he's kind of tired.
He's going back. Pokemon's coming out with new content,
right?
So he's gonna go back to Pokemon for a while.
Yeah, which is fine. But yeah, so
and as events come up in Animal Crossing, I'm sure he'll pop it back in.
Right. So I don't watch. I try not to watch too many Animal Crossing videos though, because
anymore I really only watch like Patrick from Nintendo Talk because he usually has some really creative like design ideas for his island.
Yeah. I like to watch the villager hunts just because it's villager hunts in the background. Yeah, and it's funny.
They are.
In the background.
They like judge the villagers on how cute they are and stuff.
Right. Also, yes. Another Animal Crossing channel that I really like, and he is I can't remember what the name of it is. Hold on.
Melissa go.
Oh, Melissa?
I think she said she had to go somewhere. 1 second.
Oh, okay.
We missed what she said, but
okay. Yeah, I didn't.
She'll call you back.
Crap. What is the name of this? I just watched his video today. He's a voice actor who also has a YouTube channel, and I wouldn't recommend his channel to everyone because he does like he does like cuss and stuff, but he's so funny. Oh my gosh, let me see if I can find. Sorry, I'm like scrolling on my subscriptions.
You're good.
Oh my gosh, where is his video?
Here we go. Here's Melissa.
Okay, there you
are. Put my headphones on.
There you are.
Joshua David King. Joshua David King. He's hilarious. He's absolutely like I love his videos. I wish they were longer because I just laugh so hard. But he's definitely. Again, like I don't know if I would recommend him to everyone, but he's funny. Like I love him, and
you can handle a crasser kind of humor,
right? Yeah. So
I like that.
Right. I just I love him. So that's pretty much it. And okay, Bailey Sarian. I don't know if y'all know who she is, but she's a beauty YouTuber. But every Monday she posts a video called Mystery Makeup Monday or something like that, and she talks murder mystery Mondays, where she does her makeup and she talks about true crime. I love true crime podcasts, and she's so gorgeous, and her makeup is always flawless. But she's her humor. She's got dry humor. She's stunning. I just love her. Bailey Sarian. I listen to her. I watch a lot. I listen to a lot of podcasts and watch a lot of people. Maybe one day I'll do like a whole list of like the podcasts that I listen to and like the YouTube channels that I watch. Because if I'm being honest, like I
really don't watch too much these days.
Yeah, and I think my friends. Right, and I think because I make manga videos, I don't watch like I watch my friends. But I'm not as active. I'm not as actively like searching for them anymore. Like, which I kind of feel bad about that. But it's just like when you make a certain type of content, you kind of don't want to also watch it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I already do this.
So when you compare yourself to other people.
Yeah. So you have to find a balance.
Yeah, especially
where I do books and manga, I kind of feel like I've got a wider variety of what I watch in that. There are some people where like we don't read anything in common except for maybe a book or two, but they're really entertaining. So I watch them because of like who they are as a human.
Right. Yeah.
Lala is a prime example of this for me.
Right.
I love the content she puts out, but we do not read anything alike. Like she has thrillers and all sorts of stuff that just don't really appeal to me. She reads a lot more YA than I do as well. Like she's very well loved in the community too, but her content is always interesting. She loves to do secret TBRs where she'll take on this and just like read a bunch of stuff associated with it,
Yeah.
and then document the whole thing while she's doing it. Like it's really fun to watch.
Yeah.
She's got some really cool stuff.
Yeah. That's really
like I can't wait to see your big clamp project now that you're getting to the end of it.
Oh my gosh. I feel like
I have an upcoming project about Haikyuu that
right.
that it's gonna be like 6 episodes long. It's a deep dive. Like I'm going there.
Yes. I'm kind of
and there's gonna even be like a localization versus translation conversation with it.
Oh, and that'll be interesting.
Because the dubbed anime is very localized, but like sub and the manga are very much translated. And when you're dealing with words terminology and things, it gets jumbled up and kind of confused. When you're in the court, some people are calling one character name and one by their last name. And so it just doesn't come across right. But the anime has this way, because it localized it, it mainstreams all of that, where they're all calling the characters the same name, which is very, and some things like that. So it's going to be a really good discussion.
That's cool.
Right. I'm kind of nervous about my clamp video just because I know I'm going to have
unpopular opinions about it.
I know I'm going to have some unpopular opinions about a lot of and this is coming from someone who is a clamp stan, and no one can refute that, because at this point I've read pretty much everything that they've put out in English. So like, who's gonna fight me? No one. Don't try to fight me, girl. But like, I am kind of nervous because I do know that there are some beloved series that I personally
didn't get along with,
did not love as much as I think that everyone is going to assume I did. But I think it'll be fun though, because I do think
like
that
or like
well, okay, so
I will fight anyone who comes for you.
So I'll have it back.
I will say that
yeah, like we all got your back.
All right. I will say that one that a lot of people really love is Tsubasa. And
I actually recently picked up the first 2 volumes of that. I found it like they had it on clearance at my local bookstore. Like I was able to get like a ton of manga plus a couple of books for like $32 the other day.
Right.
I
will say that like it's something a lot of people really love it, but I just for me, the only thing that I really liked about that series is the fact that I got to see a little bit more of what happened with Watanuki and Yuko from Holic. Because Holic and Tsubasa.
I'm really loving Holic. I need to get more on this.
I think it's just
like everywhere.
Right, and that's true. Like it would be so boring if
I agree with Val here.
Yeah,
I agree too.
I do get nervous just because sometimes, which personally no one has ever like. I don't think my community, which interlaps with, or overlaps with like a lot of y'all too, but everyone is pretty chill. Like people pretty for the most part respect each other's opinions and things like that. So, but because I'm talking about clamp, it is gonna bring different people.
Kinds of people. That's how I feel about my Haikyuu video. It's gonna be.
So I'm just like,
I'm gonna be bringing a different type of audience to my channel, and I don't know how I'm feeling about it yet.
Also,
it's like a passion project where I'm really excited about it. Like I'm gonna in the first video, I'm gonna break down all of the Karasuno team, the 12 members that we follow. And they're each getting like a theme song and what I love about them, who's my favorite.
I love that.
It's gonna be really fun. I'm really excited.
Yeah. Actually, since we're on that,
I'm even doing a dedicated video to the ladies of Haikyuu. Like,
gosh, please do. So since we're on that subject, Dylan, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm just like, but
it's fine.
I've kind of taken over.
Does anyone else have any projects that they're working on?
You mean like in YouTube or in general?
Yeah, on YouTube.
Oh,
I know you're working on your book.
Oh my god,
Your book's almost done, right, Melissa?
It's done. It's with my critique partners. Everything else is ready to go. So I just have to have their approval, and then I'm creating it. I'm basically giving Aidence my baby, being like, love my baby, and then handing it back to me, being like, make another baby. And I'm like, okay, sure, give me a couple months. It's fine.
Oh my gosh.
And all of your art
I love that.
permission to have done for it, it looks fantastic. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And wait, what'd you say? I forgot to. You just said it was fantastic, and
your art. The art that you had done for your book.
That was done by my friend Pam, who I met at Anime Midwest. I was walking around the dealer's room, and I saw this lady who had this really gorgeous Yukine print from Noragami, and she also, I'm not sure if I can show it exactly. She made the Victor and Yuri print that's between Kuranosuke and the other Victor and Yuri print that's above the My Love Story print. It's very, very grainy, but she made that one.
Yeah.
And
cool.
Anyway, I loved her art, and I'm like, thank you, Val. And I loved her art, and so I bought some pieces from her, and I noticed that she was doing commissions, like watercolor commissions for like $30 some odd. And I'm like, are you still open? Like, can I take your last slot? And she's like, yeah, sure. So and she's like, what do you want? Because she was doing OTP commissions, and I'm like, are you open to doing Zen and Shirayuki from Start with the Red Hair? And she's like, I love that show. And like, we immediately became friends to the point where I asked her, I'm like, are you open for commissions? And she's like, Melissa, I'm always open for commissions.
Yes, please.
They are. It's amazing. And I just got volume 7. So when do we get into non-anime content? Is that volume 7 or 8?
Towards the end of volume 7, maybe more 8.
Because I know we got little flashes of it. Because I know we got little flashes of it because I remember when Zen went on that ride to go get Shirayuki, that was we had never seen that before, so that was really cool. And I'm interested to see what else is gonna happen, because yes. But anyway, that's how the friendship between Pam and I came about, and like her art for Yumi and her heartstrings was just like I was staring at it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's amazing.
Like that was amazing. And
let me flip through the end of 7 and I'll tell you.
Thank you. And it's just like her art was fantastic. Her friendship is just this ultimate blessing, and like just everybody excited about heartstrings like warms my, like, no pun intended, but it warms my heartstrings, because I'm like, I worked my ass off on this thing and I wasn't nice in it at all. And like, it tackles inspiration porn and ableism in a way that it's not in YA yet. And I'm like, but and like, also since I'm a former orchestra kid, I played violin for about 6 years. Like,
nope, it's volume 8. We'll
damn it. Okay, well, anyway.
Anime happens at the end of volume 7.
Okay, got it. And it's but we'll discuss later. Like everything about heartstrings is just so, it's just so surreal, because I'm like, as an orchestra kid, I never thought that I would write. I never thought I would write romances, period. And here I am, woo. But it's like, and like I wrote this romance about these 2 orchestra kids who are dealing with inspiration porn, and like, it starts in the bathroom because one of them is hiding because he's having an anxiety attack and his fingers are bleeding because of orchestra, because it happens, woo. And so he gets Disney princess band-aids, and he's incredibly awkward. And he's from a family of really illustrious musicians. And his dad is like, you got blisters, what happened? He's like, nothing. He's like, I was a cellist for decades before you were born. What happened? And it's and because the whole thing with Noah is he builds up his anxiety because he has to be perfect like the rest of his family. When in reality, Noah could do anything, and his family would be like, we love you, you're valued.
Right.
It's fine. And then when he finally breaks down and says, I need help, which I wanted in the book because positive therapy is necessary for everybody, including teenagers. And like, his dad is, like, his dad basically is like, have I ever told you about when you were born? you were our last baby, so you came quick, and it was a really painful birth for your mom, and your mom broke my hand because of how hard she was squeezing my hand, but I didn't care because I love you, and I love you now. So we're gonna get you help.
So
and like that's what I wanted to kind of have in the book, positive representation, and also
I still want this book. Like yes,
and also with Daisy's family, she's from a loud Italian American family. And that comes across immediately. And like her family is Catholic, so there's this whole thing of also taking down the church with ableism. And I'm like, I didn't intend for this to happen, but it is. And so it's like, I mean, like fingers, toes, and bows crossed, it goes somewhere. I don't know because publishing is weird. It's weird, but like if it does get places, like that'll be wonderful. And like I don't know because like nothing's happening yet.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. If nobody picks it up, you self-pub that sucker.
Yes.
I will
if nobody picks it up, I'm gonna contact this publisher that takes unagented manuscripts. That's what I've been advised to do. And I know who they are. They know who I am, so it's fine. It's just, oh my god, it's just so weird because it's the angriest book I've ever written, but it's the most important one because like I've never let myself be this angry before in writing anything, and it's because it's just like because it just reinforces how authors who aren't disabled shouldn't be writing our stories because they don't know the nuance at all. And it's like,
and I think that's what makes things like The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang so good.
Yeah, exactly.
So she understands it.
And also, if you haven't read Brave Enough by Katie Gardner and upcoming Finding Balance, read those because that was like the first YA romance about a disabled protagonist where Katie, who is a good friend of mine, basically said, like, I wanted to write a book where a disabled girl gets kissed. And she did. And it's beautiful. And Finding Balance, which is the companion novel / prequel, does that same thing, but it also tackles inspiration porn. And I'm like, it's just so important that we write those stories because growing up, we never had them. Like
right.
And
now you have a way for people to have them.
To do that. And also, as far as romance is concerned, like there's a hugely important scene apart from inspiration porn and ableism within the church and online and everything. It's a scene with Daisy and Noah where they're on the cusp of having sex, but instead of that, they have a conversation about consent that's completely laid out between two completely understanding 17-year-olds. And where
that needs to happen in YA literature so much more. Consent way too often.
Exactly.
Even in adult romances, like consent lines get way
they get blurred. They get blurred a lot.
But an author who does an amazing job with consent lines is Aisha. She writes.
I wanted to read her stuff for a while.
Romances, but she makes consent part of the sexiness, part of foreplay, the conversation. But as things are amping up, like it is beautifully done.
Nice. Because
more and more authors are starting to get that way, and
which is important. And because I was like figuring out if Daisy and Noah should have sex at some point, and my critique partner, one of them, she basically was like, it's not in character, and you know it's not in character for her, and I'm like, that's true because Daisy is from a heavily Italian American Roman Catholic family, as in church every Sunday, as in you show up at midnight mass.
Naturally, she wouldn't.
Naturally, she wouldn't gravitate towards it at all. And her church is hugely Italian American Roman Catholics. So, and if there is a gossip mill that's turning, Italians started the water. So it's that's just how it is. And it's just, and there's also this little nods to Italian culture that I love because there's escargot soup or Italian wedding soup that's in there. There's this fabled witch that lives in Daisy's apartment complex who just makes it for whoever she thinks is feeling poorly. I love her. And her son, her grandson is a doctor in the book for reasons I'm not spoiling, but her grandson is a doctor in the book, and he's an emergency medicine resident. And she's like, "Oh my God, what are you doing here? Please don't tell anybody at church." She's like, "It's fine. Doctor-patient confidentiality. I legally can't tell anybody what happened." And so it's this huge heart story of Italian American community and Irish and Scottish Irish community and just consent and ableism, inspiration porn, musicianship. Just someone love me, please.
I feel that.
Hearing how excited you are.
I love it.
That alone.
You can tell this is your passion project.
Yeah.
And someone's going to pick up on that. Hopefully. They're not just going to throw it away, honey.
No, they're not. And hopefully, if any of you are interested.
It's unique enough, but also still accessible to those it might not necessarily be written for. And I think it would do really well.
Yeah, so because especially like Noah, who has anxiety and is disabled in that way, he's abled otherwise. So he's unintentionally ableist. And that isn't left to the side. It's taken to task, as it should be, where he where he goes through the process of realizing, oh, what I said and what I did was wrong. Right. And it hurt somebody I love. So I need to make that right by that person. And because it's not like, oh, I forgive you. It's, I am angry with you. Why did you do this to me? And did you learn your lesson? And it's not a matter of, oh, it's okay, I forgive you. It's can you show me that you are sorry for what you did? Right. And like that was hugely important for me too. And but full disclosure, if any of y'all want to read it, it's in the general chat in our Discord.
You put it in the Discord. I remember. I just have been so caught up in it.
I got some new reading friends this weekend.
Oh my God.
Like I'm literally still playing as you're talking.
Yeah.
Everyone else has stopped and I'm just like, no, I'm still playing.
But like I said, I'm only stopped one because I was eating and two because
I never started
the game for 20 more minutes.
Well, mine was charging.
It's
mine's charging right now too. I have it.
Do you have more questions?
Yes.
I do. Yeah.
Dylan, tell us, do you have any projects on your channel first?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, like I've been meaning to edit this video that I've had since like late April. So I did that part 1 in May of like my BL.
Oh, your wrap up?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like,
I know I edited it.
Yes, give us part 2, please.
I know I need to. It's all about my messy romance or my messy BL that I've been reading.
Yes, give us that mess.
I know. I edited it.
I'm like hyper or something because I just like want to dance.
That's fine with me, honey. We can dance together.
Right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I would get up and twerk, but I am not wearing pants, and my shirt is not long enough to cover up any booty. And I'm
still in my pajamas, so
yeah, I have definitely like this is so weird.
I mean, I put on a bra, but I'm wearing.
I don't ever wear a bra. But
I'm terribly uncoordinated. But hang on, that's the underside. That's nasty. But anyway, I'm wearing.
I'm never wearing a bra, but I have to say, y'all, I am very proud of myself. This quarantine has put, I would say, a good like 10 pounds on my booty. I've noticed it. In my thighs. I noticed. I was like, ooh, my thighs are touching. Ooh.
I don't know how that.
I love that you love that. I wish mine were touching a little less, though.
I was just like,
mine are like always together.
It was so funny because I was saying something to Matt about it, and he was like, oh, I noticed the view, but like he's like, the view is a little different lately. I was like, it's different. I was like,
sorry, my feet are on like this yet, so it was like bouncing.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the only thing. Like, my arms are still skinny. My boobies are still non-existent.
I told you we could trade metabolisms for like a month. Like, you would get your curves. I would slim down quite a bit. We'd be good.
I would, if there was a scientific way that could happen,
right?
heartbeat, because I just want a little bit, just
right. That's why I'm like, for a month, I'm like, kickstart me, get me down, so it's easier for me to work out on my own. Let you fill it out a little bit, and then we'll go.
Yes, I just want to be. I want to.
I'll take it back and start eating better again.
I think, honestly, my brothers have been making fun of me when I talk to them, like when we Zoom and stuff. I'm always eating sweet rice, which is like literally white rice with butter and sugar.
Oh, that is a thing, isn't it? In the South, it is a thing.
Yes, and people think it's weird. It's not weird. It's delicious.
No, it actually sounds delicious.
Sounds good.
So good.
And isn't there a what is it?
It's not healthy.
No. I was listening to this.
That is like the influence spike of the universe right there.
I remember. There's also people who put like who put like sugar or like chocolate sauce on like top of cottage cheese. And apparently it's like an Eastern European delicacy.
What?
I don't know about that.
I don't love the texture of cottage cheese, so I'm not like a cottage cheese.
I don't like cottage cheese.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
In theory, like people add fruit, so adding
cheese.
sugar to it wouldn't be that
I can
weird.
see that. Though.
Yeah, because like chocolate and cheese, just think about it. If you're eating chocolate cheesecake, you're eating cheese and chocolate together.
That's true.
And tototally to flex, I make an amazing summer pie with chocolate, cream cheese, and raspberries. Yeah, it's delicious, and I'm very excited to make it.
Now I want cheesecake.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, then we could be a home girl.
I'm sorry, look at me. I should not be eating cheesecake.
I'm lactose intolerant, so I
probably am too. But I'm like, do I have copious amounts of Pepto around the house?
You're like, yes.
So like, I'm fine. In theory, I'm okay.
I'm
Black Samurai.
We're sorry.
Yes, Kay.
Hi, Kay. I love you.
We're sorry. We
I wanted to ask.
Back to Animal Crossing questions. Let's go.
Okay. I got my book. Okay. So who is your favorite villager? Actually, wait. Maybe I should start a different question. Well, I should have asked this like an hour ago. What is your Animal Crossing town called? That's a very basic
Mine is
question.
called Lunar, based on the Lunar Chronicles.
I think.
Nice.
So mine is called Sunshine, which is based off of. So I'm sure a lot of y'all know that my middle name is Soleil, which is French for sun, like the sun, like in the sky. And so my default from when I play any games, my character is almost always named Soleil. And the place is always some version of sun, sunshine, whatever. So I'm just basically. So Sunshine Island. And my character's name is Soleil, like I just said, because she's me.
Yes, Lunar and
That's
Sunshine.
Sweet.
We are the sun and the moon.
Oh my god, I never realized that.
Tsukishima and Hinata, but we're not going to go there today.
That's so cute.
Oh my god, I love it.
Well, then,
like, as I've rewatched the anime, sorry, I have to take 2 seconds and say this. The amount of times they use the sun and the moon talking about Tsukishima and Hinata is way more prevalent than I realized on my first watch. Because their names mean Sunshine and Moon Island. Like, so they visually use the sun
why is that
to talk about them.
World?
My mind is blown.
It's brilliant. Like, it's so well done.
Amazing.
I need to watch Haikyuu.
Come on.
Like, I should do that.
I never realized that.
I should start watching
First
Haikyuu. I still
season's on
haven't
Netflix.
watched it.
Binge it. It's great.
I want to watch it.
I do it all the time.
I'm also rewatching Avatar, but like I can watch Haikyuu because like that would be fun. Because everybody loves it, and
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, Melissa, what's your town?
Oh, mine is called Izuku after Izuku Midoriya, the best boy, and my flag is Izuku Midoriya. And like whenever I have people come over to my island, I bring them over to the flag so we can clap beneath his image.
Every time.
And he's beautiful and perfect. And I wasn't expecting to love my hero, but because I'm not someone who's like long form shonen, not for me, whatever, blah. And like my best friend Eric, who's been my best friend for like we're old, so maybe 11 years now or something. Like he was like, "How far are you in My Hero?" And I'm like,
and you heard that, didn't you? Talking about we're old.
Well, no.
Oh.
I mean,
Shane and I both are older.
Because I mean, in theory, like I was talking to Eric about this the other day as we were watching the My Hero dub episodes that had been released since everything happened, and he was like, and we're like, we're not that old. I'm like, dude, we met when I was like the age that he was when we met. I am older than that now. So like, because we're 5 years apart, and I'm like, this is like, dude.
Yeah, I met my lifelong best friend when I was 12. Wow. We had been friends for double the amount of time.
And it's and like
amazing.
so it's just been anyway. But we were watching My Hero, and like he was like, "How far are you in there?" I'm like, "I don't know. In season 2, maybe. I have no idea." And he's like, "Come on, let's just watch them." I'm like, "Okay, fine." And like some turned into 5 episodes, 5 turned into 10, and I'm like,
there are some shonen that are completely bingeable. My Hero is one, Haikyuu is another.
Like and like I'm still not over Deku Slide with Muscular. Don't ask me. No. I'm still not over it at all. And like it's to me, it's just such a good show that like you could turn to like if you just need to feel good for like 22 minutes. And like that's why I love it
too. And the amount of time I cry is ridiculous.
Oh my god. And it's like, because I'm excited to watch Haikyuu. I've been rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender, which if people in this chat for some reason haven't even started Avatar, it's on Netflix, and it has the best character arc in the history of Western animation. I will fight you.
Yeah, I used to watch.
It was good.
I was a little old for it when it came out. Like, I haven't gotten back to it. I want to, but
yeah, because
it's the next show my husband and I are going to do. We're rewatching right now, but as soon as we're done with that, we're going to go over to Last Airbender.
Yeah,
nice.
I think we watched it because I think Fox was little when that show was airing, and so like, and my husband and I, we would always, which we watch whatever, but like we always would use our kids as an excuse to like watch things. Like I used to watch the Doodle Bops when Fox was a baby and didn't even know what the Doodle Bops were, but I used him as an excuse. I don't know if y'all know what the Doodle Bops are.
I don't.
The Doodle Bops is a little kids show from like 2006 or so. It was so good. I loved it so much. And I was a grown
woman. I mean, like, if I ever had children, I would be like, no, we're watching Gullah Gullah Island. Sit down.
Gullah Gullah Island? Let's not see. You could just get me about. Okay, Dylan.
Oh, by the way, Black Samurai is asking who we are.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
From Shay Geeks Out.
Yeah, she knows us.
YouTube, and yeah, Aisha, your turn.
I'm Aisha. I'm Mama Loves Manga from Mama Loves Manga.
Yes. And now she's gone. I've done that too, though. I've done that too. I'm Dylan from Dynamic Dylan. You know,
and
Dynamic
your residents
Dylan.
live where?
In Barra Bay. Good segue.
Barra Bay boys.
Okay, do you want me to like?
Al knows about Doodle Bops, and so does Look. They know about Doodle Bops.
I think they're around your age.
Yeah.
Because I know they're older than
I honestly. Oh no, I highlighted the wrong comment.
Doodle Bops. Oh yeah, like the Doodle Bops. I loved them. They were so good.
I don't think I ever watched it.
And I was literally like 20 something, 20 or 21. Too old to be watching, but I had a baby, and I was like, "Hey, he was a literal baby and did not know what was going on." But I was like, "You watch this.
This is okay to have on the TV for you."
I'm a literal baby.
Right.
Watch this.
He wasn't the baby that's electronic that you get in home ec class to deter you from teenage pregnancy.
If I had one of those, I probably wouldn't have had.
All right, Dylan, next question. We can live in tangent land, so we gotta
I
stay
know,
on
I know. Hi, I need my teacher.
You're okay. So my next question is, who is your favorite villager in your town?
In my town. Okay. Someone else.
It's hard to choose a favorite because I've dream villager, but I haven't been with my dream villager long enough to know if they're really my favorite.
Right.
So, fair.
If I had to pick a favorite, not including that villager, it would have to be. Oh, but I love them all. They're all my precious children. How can I choose? I have some really good ones, and even popular ones that people want. Lately, it's been Leopold, who is this little lion. Let me pull
Lion Daddy.
Yes, Lion Daddy. If he ever wants to leave, I will let you know. Though I will probably fight you and tell him he has to stay anyway. Because I really like him.
You can have your daddy. I have 4.
I could make for an interesting.
He wears this little sweater vest. Except I gave him a coat with tails, and he's been wearing that.
So cute.
Yeah.
So good. Let me find him.
I love giving my villagers.
I love
clothes.
giving my villagers clothes too.
I gave them all Sailor Men outfits.
I saw
today.
Earlier.
Adorable. That's
Bo.
adorable.
I like Bo.
Bo's good.
I don't know.
If I you have yours?
Go ahead. Yeah, I don't know. So go ahead.
So I feel like when I play this
even
game,
in his house, Golden.
I have a favorite from New Leaf. And he's in my town. Biscuit's always been my favorite villager of all time.
Yeah. My favorite from New Leaf was Bubbles, and she's in my town as well.
Oh, Bubbles, so cute. I love her too. If I had to pick a favorite from just this game, or from
so there
that's also
he
kind
is.
of hard. Oh, I love his house. He's a teacher.
He's a teacher. It gives me very college professor kinky vibes. I don't know. Maybe that's where my brain goes. I'm like, yes, teacher. Yes, professor.
So, I have to pick a favorite female villager now too, because she's
that's
so cute.
Yeah. I don't have any girls on my island, so I can't.
You keep them all off.
I was like, bye. I mean, honestly, I almost didn't pick. I almost didn't kick Fuchsia off because she's a lesbian icon, and I was like, "You're good. You could probably stay."
My favorite girl villager is right here. Her name is Chevra.
Oh, she's so cute.
Oh, cute! Yeah.
She's very bookish. I always find her reading all over my island, and she's
so cute.
For words, I love her.
Okay,
so those are my top 2. So everybody do their 2.
Okay.
So some of you have no girls and no guys. Pick your top 2.
Okay.
Check that over. Sorry.
Well,
Dylan.
So if I can't pick Biscuit, I do have a top. I have 2 tops in my town. So
I think I know who they are, but go for it.
2 tops.
You probably do. Actually, I have 4, but I have to narrow.
We're only going to talk about 2 tonight.
It's hard. Yeah, just 2. Maybe in the next stream I'll talk about the other 2. And I haven't even decided. I haven't even decided which one they are yet. I'm just trying to delay the inevitable. Yeah, Dom's one of them.
Yeah.
You answered for me.
Dom is forever one of your tops.
Dylan, also, if you're so amazing. Tomorrow, Andrew is going on. If you're free tomorrow, Andrew is going on this massive villager hunt for Dom. So in part to raise money for the Trevor Project, he's already at over $5,000. So if you wanted to go chill on his stream and watch him hunt for Dom,
I will.
He's doing that tomorrow, I think. So it'll be
nice.
Fun. You wanted to sub to his Dom. Sorry.
Yes. Oh my god. Listen.
Yes,
that is why I invited him. That is why I was I am a bottom.
I keep thinking
I'm sorry, but
I mean, it's funny because he is so adorable, and his personality is not a top. It is not a top at all. So it's kind of ironic. But I still love
cinnamon
him.
roll status.
Right.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Did someone just?
Olive.
I mean,
right?
highlight. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. Oh, also, I mean, okay, I have to pick a second one. All right, I have to focus. I have to focus. Stop thinking about Doms. It's hard though. It's so hard.
Hard.
And that's why I said it.
I thought I was being special for a second. God damn it.
No, I got it.
Oh,
I just had to get my drink in.
It's okay. I would say my other favorite is my husband, and that's Biff. He's also a jock.
Yeah, okay.
I figured those were the two you were gonna pick.
Yeah, I almost picked my daddies, but
no, daddies are for another day.
Talk about them later.
Yeah,
I actually have a whole list with like titles for all of my villagers. It is an LGBT item or island. I will go through the list if you want.
I am like screaming. I mean, I'm not actually.
I love it.
I'm screaming on the inside.
Yes.
So,
what is yours?
This is hard. It's hard to pick two because, you know, I'm
like I said, I love all of mine, so this was hard. I really
do love all of mine. I think I would have to choose the first person that comes to mind. See, this is Miranda is definitely my top. Like she's a cute little. She's a snooty duck, and I adore her. I think she is so like, and I think I fell in love with her because there was one day I went to her house and I was talking to her, and I had a specific
snooty personalities are really fun.
I love her. Oh my gosh. Well, I had like walked in and had a certain outfit on, and then she was like, she basically was like, I like that outfit, but this skirt would look even better. And you know, sometimes your villagers will give you stuff and it doesn't actually match your outfit, but she legit gave me an item that was better than what I had on, and it was perfect. And I was like, your taste, I love you, you pay attention. And so now I'm obsessed with her. I love her. And then I would actually say my second favorite is probably Velma, and she's also a snooty villager. I really love the snooty villagers. Oh wait, hold on. I just recently got Pico though, and Pico is really precious.
I saw the video you did with the drumming. That was really sweet.
Yeah, when she was playing the drums. Oh my god! Don't make me choose. I love all. I'm in the process of getting rid of. I had guys, but I'm getting rid of all of them, and I'm bringing in ladies. And I love all of my ladies. I love Kat. She's my resident. Like she's my resident butch. Like she's very, you know, like
she is an original Barra Bay.
Yeah,
she was
on Barra Bay, and she came here, and so I really like her a lot. She's just very much like, I don't know, she's just so chill. And then I don't know, I just love all of them. I love all of them. Don't make me choose. It's too hard. But the snooty characters I think are my favorite. So like if I had to, I think I have 3 because I also have Mint. I recently got Mint, and I think she's a snooty villager as well.
Mint, yeah, she is. I've had her in your leaf before.
Yeah, she's a cute little squirrel. Yeah. And so now I have 2 squirrels because I have Mint and Peanut, and they're precious. And I love all of them. And Bianca, Rhonda.
So Aisha's favorite is Bianca, Miranda, Peanut, Mint.
And then I told y'all that I recently got Pico, and then I recently got what the crap? What's her name? The pig. The cute
Agnes.
We
will have her. Agnes.
So I love them all. I love them. Don't make me choose.
I'm still thinking about who my 2 favorite are. But I no longer hate my new campsite that I made.
Oh yeah.
I'm not really sure if you guys can see it, but I added the wall. I made I'm still working on it because I want to get some like really nice like I want to get like some paving stone like QR paths and like maybe some like mushrooms and stuff, and things like that. And I found a tin bucket, and I'm like, if a fire starts to happen, obviously someone would be fortuitous to put it out with the bucket. So like, I'm thinking in that term. But yeah, I'm liking how it came out. So, and like, I wasn't even really thinking about a waterfall, but there's a waterfall that's in the spa next door. So I figure like extending it would have looked really nice. So that's what I did. Yeah. So thank you for the suggestion, Jay.
Yay!
Yeah.
Water features are golden.
Wait, which one is Molly? Who is Molly?
She is a duck with little rosy cheeks, and she's very cute.
I think
I gotta look her up. She seems familiar.
Also, I'm gonna highlight her comment too.
She's adorable.
This is my friend Kay. And her island is called Duckin Bay. As you can see on her icon, she has a little duck, and she wants to make her island like full of ducks. So I think
she even makes like duck-shaped ponds like for her island. It's fantastic.
And her like villagers like
have
the things that they say.
It's very cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So one of them says like quackaroony, and it's so adorable.
Gosh, that's so.
I love it.
That's so cute. Oh, how do you choose? Okay, that's a good question.
Let's highlight that. How do you choose your villagers? I've never played Animal Crossing before. Oh, okay. So when you start out with 2 villagers.
There's 2 that you don't get to choose up front, but you can trade them out.
Right. And then you'll eventually, I forget what happened in the beginning of the game. Eventually, you'll get 3 new villagers. You'll have the option to
build 3 houses with certain items.
Yeah.
And then you go to what are called Nook Miles Islands. So they're kind of like islands. And each time you go to one, there's a villager near a campfire. And then you invite the ones that you want to.
Right.
Yes.
And it's... I honestly like...
And you can have up to 10 on your island at a time.
Yes. Although I really wish that they would give us... I wish we could have more. Like...
Yeah,
I did too. I would love to be able to have 2 or 3 more.
Yes.
I think when they originally were able to have 15, which is crazy considering that it was the GameCube.
I feel like 15 is a good amount. Like, I would love to have 15. Sorry, my allergies are so bad. I would love to have 15 villagers because sometimes it's so hard. Like, whenever I've gone on villager hunts, like, I've seen some that I'm just like, I really want to bring you home, but you're not quite like what I'm looking for right now, but I would love to have you live with me. That sounds so creepy, like going to islands and be like, hey, do you want to come to my place?
But then you're like judging them and you're like, you're cute, but your personality
you're like not even off the dock and
you show up and it's like,
I felt guilty because there have been so many times when I've landed on an island and I walked up all excited to see who it was, and then I was just like, nope. It turned right back around. Scary.
I've done that. Like, I feel so bad when I do that though.
Yeah, because I feel like they know I'm judging them.
Val asked a really interesting question.
Oh,
yes. I wanted to highlight that. So which villager grew on you in this game that you didn't expect to love?
I'm going into her house right now. I will show you guys.
Nice.
Ooh. I have my answer already.
Actually both of them are in the same house. So Mira and Sprocket are the 2 that have grown on me the most.
Sprocket's scary.
Robot. A lot of people find him scary, but then Mira, she's this little like superhero bunny, and I love her. There's a mask and everything. Like,
aw, okay,
she's actually a really sweet personality too. I I think technically she's an Uchi, but I really like the Uchis. Cherry's an Uchi, and so's Mira.
Yeah, I don't mind the Uchis. It just has to be. Y'all already know I didn't like Phoebe
He's a bad example.
I hated her. Honestly. I would say that the one that I didn't expect to love, so he doesn't live on my island anymore, but Henry, I was actually really sad to let him go. Because here's the thing. In real life, I am terrified of frogs. I do not like frogs. I do not find them cute. I had a very traumatic experience as a child with frogs. And so I'm like legitimately like deathly afraid of them. And so I fully went in here. I was like, I don't want a frog villager. But I fell in love with Henry. He was so freaking cute, so adorable. He's one that I would be okay with bringing back. Like, I loved Henry. I was really sad when he left. Although I had decided that I was going to let all the guys go. I was just like, oh, Henry. He was like, in my head canon, he was like he was my gay best friend because he's like so just like cute. Oh, I
was your gay best friend.
Well, in the game.
In-game GBS.
I'm taken away. My place has been taken by a little frog. It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, he's so cute, though. Can you blame me? Ugh. Yeah, no.
I know I'm not cute.
He was so precious. So yeah, he definitely grew on me.
He is a cute frog.
Also, you know what? Dell is okay. So I don't know if y'all know who Dell is. He is an alligator, and he's like kind of like
Dell was really sweet.
Yeah, but he's a grumpy villager. But he grew on me too.
Chow was my grumpy villager, and I love Chow.
Right. I definitely, like a lot of the grumpy villagers, honestly.
That would be like my in-game husband.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I have so many.
For me, that y'all know how I feel about Wolfgang.
Yeah.
If Wolfgang were on my island, he would be my.
Mm-hmm. Mine is honestly Rolf, I think, but it's because he's such a like grumpy old man. Like, but then at the same time, like he's a sweetheart. Like he'll like get all shy and he'll be like, "Oh, I really like what you gave me yesterday. It was sweet of you." He's so cute. I love him.
Oh my God. Oh man.
And then he'll be like, my back hurts, but I'm still standing. And I'm like, oh my God. He's so great.
Dang it. Now I'm kind of missing Dell now too. But I do love my current. I love my ladies.
You love your ladies.
Yeah, I'm not sad or anything.
All right, Melissa, who grew on you and who are your favorites? We still
well, my favorites.
Oh yeah.
Actually, my favorite is Poppy. She is an adorable squirrel.
She's cute.
Her tail looks like a cinnamon roll, and I love her. Mm-hmm. And she has this really. I'll see if I can find a picture because she's not in her house right now. Her house is this utterly gorgeous autumnal forest, and I love it. Where's her house?
Great.
But let me see if I can. There you go. So yeah, and it's not all of her house, but it's a portion of it. Her house is just this gorgeous autumnal forest, and she's just a really bookish squirrel, and she even has a tiny library in her house because she reads so much. It's adorable, and she makes the log furniture like look rustic and cute, and I love her. She's just very sweet, and she calls me Nutty, and her greeting, like we've gotten to the point where she's asked me for a specific greeting, and like I love food puns on my island, so so her greeting is poppy seed muffins, and I love her. She's just really sweet and adorable, and I remember hunting for her because I told Andrew who had Poppy, he doesn't anymore because he kicked her out so we could go hunting for Dom. I'm like, if Poppy moves out, can I take her? And he's like, yeah, sure. So she was in reserve for me, but I was hunting for her too, and I got her. And I'm like, oh my God, I got her. Oh my God. So I was like really happy about that. But as for my other favorite, the more I think about it, even though I love everybody, I love everybody on my island. But the more that I think about it, my second favorite is Buzz, who also is the answer to number 2.
I almost took Buzz.
And hang on, wait 1 second, because I think Miles wants to go out. What is it? What's that?
Oh, yeah, I hit.
You talking? That's what you sound like. That's exactly what you said. What's up?
Oh my gosh!
I love that she talks to her cat.
When I was on the phone with Amanda earlier, my cat was by my door going. Meow. She was like, "Oh my gosh, your cat is so loud," because he just yells at me until I get up and come and get him. He's so obnoxious.
Well, Miles is very, very vocal and just like he's a Russian blue, so he is very vocal anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like he's smart too when he knows it. But to the point where he uses my drawer pulls as a door knocker, to get my attention. And yeah, no, it's not cute. Anyway, like I love Buzz. He's also my answer to who I didn't expect to love, because Buzz was one of my first campers. He because in New Horizons, as everybody who plays it knows, what your first camper, whether they're a snooty or a smug villager, like they are they're coded that they have to get to your camp. So my camper was Graham, and I'm just like, okay, I don't like you at all. Like everybody on this stream can attest to how much I didn't like Graham, because we visited.
Wait,
Graham the hamster that lived.
That one.
Yeah. I did not like him at all. And
you sequestered him and trapped him in his house. Yes,
I remember.
No, that was Rodney.
No.
I had Rodney.
No, yeah. Rodney I hated from New Leaf, and my hatred of him is brought over to New Horizons. But they're both hamsters. Okay. They were getting confused. But anyway, I wanted Grant to move out really, really badly.
Grant is the yellow hamster.
Yeah, and he just wasn't moving out. So I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to get you out, whatever. And then there was, because I at that time I wasn't really well versed in kicking at villagers, but now I am. So Buzz was in my campsite, and I'm like, you seem interesting. He's a cranky eagle. You seem interesting. Okay. I've never seen you before. And so I talked to him, and I'm like, oh my God, you're cranky. I don't have one. I don't have a cranky personality. Right. And and he was like, can I move here? And I'm like, sure. And he's like, and if you have full time, then someone gets kicked out at random. And he wanted to kick out Graham. And I'm like, oh my God, he is the savior of all of you. He did it. Oh my God. Right. And since then, awesome. he's basically just everybody's. He's the old man of he would be the old man in an anime series where who basically owns the coffee shop in town and never falls in love and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's
and he always sends me letters with really positive affirmations, and his catchphrase is maple bars, and he's like, don't work too hard, we should go get some hot cocoa. And I'm like, I love you. I wasn't sure what to think about Buzz at all, because I'm like, you're a cranky villager, I don't know who you are at all, and but I love you. And his house is just really sweet. It's it's like the parking lot of a mountaintop rest stop. And it's got vending machines and a race car bed and stuff, and and a picnic table with a little radio on it. I love him. He's really cool. I didn't know what to expect of him at all, but I love him. Right. So yeah, he's my favorite after Poppy. And I'm convinced they're secretly dating, so that's been fun.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of, Dylan has a lot of little stories that he's written about his characters or his villagers' interaction.
I need to write more, honestly. I've only written one or two.
Oh, well, I mean, that's more than what I've written.
I need to start writing because I have them all in my head.
You should get a fanfiction.net account.
On my island, I took some shots of a couple that were sitting next to each other on the bench. And
nice.
Hard. It's Meringue and Chow, and I'm living.
Oh yeah.
Meringue is based on strawberry shortcake. For those of you who don't know, so she's this little pink rhino.
She's adorable.
Is my grumpy panda bear, and they were just
that's an anime waiting to happen.
Sitting next to each other on the bench, I was living for it.
That's an anime pairing waiting to happen.
Oh, seriously, right?
That reminds me. Actually, Wolfgang and who was it? It was Wolfgang and I think Miranda, who had an interaction recently that was so funny. Like they actually were talking to each other, and it was so funny because like I think he had given like she was like, "Thank you so much for the flower that you sent me," and he was like, "Oh yeah, I just wanted to send you something nice or what, something like that."
Aww.
And she was like, "Oh, but you sent me some sort of hyacinth, like a specific color," and she's like, "Don't you know what that means?" And he was like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." And because he's a grumpy character or whatever, and he's all like what is she talking about? And then she revealed that it's like the in the language of flowers, it means that you want to be more than friends. And he was like, "I don't know what those flowers told you, but that's not what I said." And it was
in denial about it.
I was so shocked.
I love it.
Oh my gosh, I might have to keep Wolfgang because I was like, wait, Miranda might be sad if he leaves. Like,
oh,
but it was so cute. I was like, oh my gosh, I love that so much. So yeah, I definitely.
I can't lie. I have like this whole like headcanon story about Meringue and Chow.
Oh, that's so cute.
I might actually write it down and send it to you later.
Oh, you should. That's so cute. I actually ship Rhonda and Kat together. Because to me, so Kat, like I said, is definitely she's definitely butch. Very butch, and I feel like Rhonda is very like she's very femme, and like not that mask and femme have to. Femmes can be with femmes and masks can be with, but like there's something about their personalities.
They just match. They work
together, and their aesthetics look like. Because Rhonda she likes to wear a lot of black, although she's like white with purple and stuff like that. But she looks great in black. And Kat is she's very tomboyish, and and Rhonda's kind of fancy with her. I love them together. I ship them.
That's cute.
They're so cute together. Oh my gosh. Why am I shipping? I'm really shipping my villagers. There for a little bit, I was shipping them with myself, but then I was like, that's kind of weird, Aisha. Stop shipping yourself with it.
I do it all the time.
By the way, Dylan, who's the one that you've ended up loving that you weren't sure about?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I had it saved, but I wanted to wait. So actually, it is Rodney.
Oh, yeah.
And I gave him a superhero outfit. I don't think it will show up, but
I can tell.
He has a big N on his belly. He says, I'm on the cutting edge of fashion, right?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like if you see me wearing it, it's the hamster's knees.
Yes.
So lately, I've been all about skinny jeans.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Oh my god! Oh, and then he says you don't have to be skinny to wear them. You just have to want jeans that particularly bind to your skin.
Okay, if any villager was made for Barra Bay, it's Rodney.
That's definitely
I love him.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, Rodney is definitely.
He says, wait. Then he says the pair I got even comes with a special tool to help you put them on.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, so he's thick.
Rodney's
thick.
He is ready. He has toys.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I know that he's like not a very popular villager, but
I love that
he is home.
I love that you love him. I think it's adorable.
Oh, I'm blushing.
He's definitely not my aesthetic.
He fits in Barra Bay.
He does.
Super. The story of you ending up with him is
hilarious. Oh my gosh,
beautiful.
That was so
funny.
Fun.
Like that was such a crazy.
It was
a crazy day. Like
that was the best.
Oh wait, so okay, so I think
I need to. Yeah, I've been wanting to highlight the chat. Before we get to that, I just want to say, this was like 10 minutes ago, but hi, Matt. I love you.
Hi,
sorry, I meant to say hi. He's one of my best friends. He's amazing.
Aww.
I love him. He's great. What were we going to highlight? I'm sorry. I'm behind now.
Nutmeg, cute socks, her long.
Yes.
The one about the 2 horse villages?
Oh, that's so cute.
I love it.
And
my husband has Winnie on his island, so I'm very familiar with like her personality.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. That is very cute.
Okay,
I love when they interact with each other.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's like one of my. I love like watching them walk around and like interact with the things that I put out and each other.
Oh yes,
it makes it feel more like. I don't know.
I love when I catch them at my like little library cafe area. I catch them
like it's just so cute whenever you don't expect them to like. I don't know. I love it when I'm walking around. I'm like, oh, look at you. You're just like really exploring, and like they'll sit down and read. Like a lot of mine, like they have the learning hobby or the education hobby or reading or whatever, and so they'll just like pop down with their little book. And I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Trevor will sit in the little like swing I have by her house with her glasses on and be reading a book. And I'm like, so cute.
I find it
precious.
So precious. And have y'all been walking around with like food and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Popsicles and sandwiches and stuff like that.
Bo in particular, because he's one of the villagers who's a foodie. He's always a snack or a drink in his hand. Like, it's cute.
I love it.
All of mine have popsicles.
Yeah.
It's very
or donuts.
I think that's like a summer thing. Like
Vera loves popsicles.
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot of popsicles.
I love it. Woo,
what's the next question, Dylan?
Yes. Oh, where's my notebook? Let's see. Who is your favorite non-villager character? Ooh. So like like I guess an NPC.
Right.
Some of the people you can't interact with, but not like a villager.
Right.
Celeste.
I have mine. Celeste is yours.
Queen.
She is adorable.
I love her.
Very cute. I think Celeste for me too, just because she is.
Celeste is like the embodiment of me in this game.
She's just utterly adorable, and I love how like when she's walking around your island and like she'll stop walking and get like that starstruck look just because she's so excited about everything.
Okay, that is cute.
And I'm like, you're just adorable. Like her and Blathers together. Like I know they're brother and sister and stuff, so I'm not shipping them or anything. But they like don't worry, this isn't brothers conflict. We're fine. And it's like I love just what they bring to the game, and like I love how they're just so into like education and like wanting
their nerdiness overflows, and we love that.
I love it. I don't have a plushie of Blathers or Celeste. Oh no, wait, no. Well, okay. Well, if we're talking in New Horizons, then yes, it's Celeste and Blathers. But if we're talking overall, my favorite NPC in Animal Crossing, without question, is Brewster. I love him.
I can't wait. I do have a plushie of Brewster.
I have one too. I like mine.
He's in the back.
Is on somewhere. It's like
See, since this is my favorite. Since this is my first Animal Crossing, I've only heard of him. I've never like actually interacted.
He's just the chillest pigeon ever, and you will love him when he gets added into this game.
Yeah, isn't he supposed to be coming?
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah. He's a barista, and he's got a cafe.
Yes,
and he'll serve you coffee, and he's just a very chill dude. Like he's awesome. I love Pascal too. If we're talking about chill dudes in Animal Crossing, I love Pascal.
I'm gonna highlight this. Hi, Poise.
Okay. Look, Poise. Okay. First of all, what are you doing in here? Second of all, hi. Third of all, I hope your wife and you are doing well. Hope your puppy is doing great. But how many years has it been? And for the record, I forgot rap was broken in Gen 1, and I didn't lose the lock. The whole reason. I'm not even giving you the dignity of finishing that sentence, but you can go to bed because it's 11:30 p.m. and you work in a hospital, so you go to bed. I love you.
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess I would answer my favorite like NPC is I would say Sable. I really like Sable. I wasn't sure at first because, you know, like she doesn't really talk to you much. But then as I got to know her, I realized that like
the more you talk to her, the greater she is.
Like, yeah, and she reminds me of me because like once you get to know her, she's super fun to talk to, and like she's so passionate about what she does, and she really loves her sisters and like takes care of them because she's the isn't she the oldest? Yeah, she's the oldest of the three.
She had to take up the mantle after their parents passed away. And hello, Miss Addie, I love you.
I just love her so much. Actually, like I wish that like in my head I ship myself like my character in game that they're dating. Me and
with
Sable.
Maple or Sable.
Yeah, me and Sable. I really like her. Dang it, now my battery is dying. I guess I have to save it. I was really into what I was doing.
I just put myself in my jammies and put myself to bed.
Right. I'm getting back on. Like I'm gonna
and the wallpaper selection.
Yeah, you'll be on for a little while.
Are amazing.
Oh,
like, I will. Excuse me. Like I love them. I have the starry wallpaper, and like I love how it's like the sky and everything.
Yeah.
Like I redid my whole bedroom to be like a space theme. Like not like an outer space, but like planets and stars and stuff like that. So I'm excited for you guys to see it whenever we do our island house.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Val, like I agree with that. Sable really like their background story is so good.
Like, so much from talking to her. Yeah,
I wish that I could get more though, because I try to talk to her every day, and now she doesn't really say that much because I've kind of gotten out of her. I really think it's sad that they don't have as much. Like I wish the developers would like give us a bit more with the sisters, because I really
and maybe with time they will as they do updates.
Right. I find them very interesting. And what Label has been, you know, coming to the island, and she seems very interesting as well. So I would like to see more from them. But I really also, what y'all can't see, I've been keeping my hair covered because I don't like the length right now. But low key, I look like a hedgehog with the way because my locks are growing, like they're still short, and so like I look like a little hedgehog. And so I'm just like, what is that? We can date.
I love it.
So yeah, I really like them.
I mean, we are at with that. We are obviously going to be getting expansions because like Nook's Cranny isn't in its final form. Just from playing previous games, it's not. Because in New Leaf, the last expansion was what, 3 floors?
Oh wow.
Two, 3. So and like it's good. Like we're gonna be getting more, and really like people. So. There are people who don't like how it's being done like this, but I'm like I understand, but I also like how they're not breaking their backs.
In the game.
Yeah,
that's true.
I like how I like this from a work culture standpoint, especially because of how heavy work culture Japan is. That they're making sure that they can still provide us with quality content while also not breaking their own spines open.
I agree with that.
Right.
Yeah,
because they know we're gonna love it. And if you haven't seen the video where I forget who it was, I think Nintendo did it. Where like they went around E3 and the Animal Crossing they're live booth and stuff where they talk to fans and simply ask them, why do you love Animal Crossing? And they made like the most wholesome video in all of existence, because there's people who've played it since the beginning, or people who just like say like how it's just great to come to a town and see villagers who are happy to see you and like ask you how you're doing, and just
because if you're just a working person and you don't have or family to come to,
then you have Animal Crossing. And especially with everything going on, like it's because nobody expected quarantine to hit.
Visitors and it's good.
Yeah. And it's like having quarantine and having Animal Crossing, like it couldn't have released at a
better time,
oddly serendipitous time.
That's so
because
true.
like it's just because it's just it gives people who play Animal Crossing like a reason to do things, and because I remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about this, Dylan, where you said something to the effect of how it gives you objectives to do every single day.
It gives you daily
and like how even just small objectives, like as somebody who has anxiety and depression, like sometimes you need the small objectives.
Yep.
Aisha and I were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
How like we've been channeling a lot of our anxiety into animal
the game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even because
you can do things like strategically organize and line up things. And
Right.
and
kind of deal with some of those anxious things.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like you'll get this idea for like a tiki bar that you want to make or a market that you want to do, and you have to then like kind of like plan it out initially and stuff. And it is really nice, Kay. It is really nice.
Too.
And also, are you making an island entirely of ducks, or is that your prerogative? I've been meaning to ask that question.
Yes.
She is.
I believe she is, but I'll let her answer. I'm not sure if she's changed her mind.
If you
she asked me a question back somewhere.
First Animal Crossing game.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Live comments. There you go.
Yes. So I am obsessed with it. I live on my island now. It's to the point where I dream about my island. Like it pops up in my dreams, like not on purpose. It's just like it's on my mind, I guess, when I go to sleep, and then I wake up and my husband laughs at me because he'll sometimes I end up waking up before he does, and he'll roll over and he's just like he sees me with my game propped up, and he's just like, wow, you just woke up. I'm like, yes I did.
At least he's not like, did you ever go to bed?
I mean, sometimes I probably didn't, but no, it's the first time that because I used to be really into games. And after I had our second kid, I just didn't have time, and then we started homeschooling. I really didn't have time, and this is the first time I've really had time to just let myself be immersed in a game, and I'm loving it. And it's great for my anxiety because it does give me something to channel into instead of constantly rearranging my actual furniture in my house. I'm just rearranging the things on my fictional island. And it's good for it's good for all of us, I think, in this house, because I know my husband was tired of coming home and seeing everything rearranged. He's just like, here, I'm gonna give you a hug because you need one. Just
aww,
so
sweet.
I love it. I've spent so much. I don't even want to look at how much time
I've looked, and I won't say, but
yeah,
I want to look now. I'm not sure if I'm gonna say.
I think
you've looked at
more
mine?
than I played it. I did. Do you want me to say it?
Yes.
Wait, how'd you?
Well, actually, I should check it again. You can
see the numbers.
Yeah, if you look at your friends, you can.
Oh my god. Oh no.
I'm not.
Oh no. I have a life, I promise.
I know, right?
Wait, so what is it? What is it?
Don't judge me, please.
You want me to tell you yours?
Yeah.
What? I missed the question.
So we're showing how many hours we played on Animal Crossing now.
Dylan's looking at mine.
So Aisha, I'm sorry. You're at 630 hours, which is more than I played in New Leaf in 7 years.
I know. I literally have it. I play. It's so bad that I tell whenever my youngest, when his iPad starts to get low, I'm like, okay, go plug it up and take a break. I don't do that for myself. I will plug it up and then continue playing. When
I looked yesterday, you were at 615. So. Oh my gosh.
I forget how you look it up.
You go to your profile.
Oh, you go to your friends, and then you click on your friend's profile.
I'm gonna go plug my.
Oh, you and I are the same, Shay.
How much is that?
Oh wait, no, I'm a little bit higher than you actually. Never mind. But we're close. You were at 260.
Yeah, mine says 260.
Mine was 265.
You know what's crazy is that when we first started, do y'all remember when I first started? Because y'all started before I did. Do y'all remember? When
I know.
Started, I was like, I don't think I like
a lot more time in your game than I have.
I was like, I don't think I really like this. It's kind of boring. Like blah 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 blah. And then like once I got to the point where you can start to do stuff, I just went nuts.
Yeah, wild with it.
Like I just play all. But to be fair, but y'all also work outside.
I forgot I highlighted this. Sorry, sorry, Kay.
To be fair, you know, like y'all work outside of the home. I don't. Like I'm literally I'm at home, and I do have kids, but like Fox is old enough. Like he's 14, so I don't have to do that much with him. He just hangs out in his room. He's at that age now where he closes the door and he comes out to get food, and he can make himself, you know, food or whatever. The only one that I have to really take care of is the little one. And he's pretty easy too, because and we're taking a break from homeschooling right now, because we usually go all year. And I just this time, like with everything going on, I was just like, I can't.
They need a break too.
And I was like, we all need breaks. So we took May off, and I'm thinking we're gonna also do the rest of this month before we start back, because it's just good to have a break.
That's true.
So especially like right now, it's just hard. It's hard to concentrate. So because I'm already home all the time, and I don't have to do, like, my kids aren't babies, and you know, so I don't have to do all that.
They don't require 24/7 care.
Yeah. So it's like, what else do I have to do? Like, I don't work outside of the home. Even when I do have like work stuff I have to do, I'm at home. So yeah, I'm just like, okay, I'll just play this. And then also I will say that I also do play a lot with other people. That's something too. Because like I don't just play with y'all. I also play with Jackie.
I know you've got your Black Girls group.
Yes.
She froze again.
She froze.
Oh no.
She'll come back to us.
Okay, she'll come back.
She always does.
Oh, okay. Oh, are we back?
Yes.
There you go.
Maybe I think it's my internet. I think
it must be.
That's okay.
So I know you've got like your Black Girls group that you.
Yeah, my Black Girls group, and then I've got my cousin who also plays. And the thing with her is that like we'll get on and play, and then we'll end up talking, and like not, you know, and so it does
closing out the game.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of who else.
Oh yeah,
I can tell you right now, like this game is the game I've put the most hours into, like ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
right.
Me
yeah.
Too.
Well, and then I have another group of people that I play with, 2 friends of mine. So I have like different groups of people that I'll play with, and we will just sit and like play for. So that really does add up a lot. But also, I do play a lot by myself. So I mean, like,
hi Morgan.
Morgan, I love you.
Morgan.
Oh, my ears.
You.
Morgan, hi. How are you?
I love you, Morgan.
Oh, I love you.
That car is everything.
Yeah, that avatar is amazing.
Oh yeah,
that's from Val. All of our avatars.
Yeah,
are
Val
from
made that too.
So if you want to commission her, just ask. She's awesome to work with.
She's amazing.
What? I'm sure.
I've thought about getting like an animated avatar for myself.
Get it because she also did mine, and she also did my Deku Christmas one.
I love because I've been using. I just took a picture of this and then cropped it.
I like that.
I'm so obsessed with this. Is it not the cutest thing?
It is adorable.
It's adorable.
So cute because it's from when we were in Kyoto at the manga museum, and it was so cute. We had so much fun, and it looks just like me. Look at it.
It really does.
She even did a good job. Which she did a good job with this. Well, okay, the lighting makes me look off, but she did a good job.
I can tell.
I love it, but
One day I was gonna have an artist alley table at a convention, and it's gonna be staffed by by mine and Dylan's friend group, the Cute Crew, and like we're gonna have bedazzled jackets and everything as we all support Val. It's gonna be beautiful.
That would be amazing.
I'm like obsessed. I might actually have to commission her because
she's great. She's really good.
She's lovely.
I'm like obsessed. Oh. I wish I was talented like that. Oh gosh, I always
are though. You know, in your dance.
I'm not actually good at it. It's just something that I do for fun. Like, well, I can admit it. Oh my gosh, no, it's not. It's definitely. I don't even know. I don't really consider myself having like a specific talent. I don't know. I'm good at being.
I consider my career my talent. It's a very artistic for me.
Yeah,
I really love it.
Right, I can see that for sure. Like, because I was a cosmetologist, but I don't even think I was particularly talented with that either. I wasn't bad at my job at all, but
right.
I don't even know if that was I don't know. Like,
I found a way for me to express my creativity through that. So like get people what they want, and it's been really fun for me. I just really love it and really.
I love that. Yeah, I don't know what I'm good at. Maybe
especially now that like free painting on the hair is a much bigger trend. Like it's way more creative and way more stimulating.
Right.
And
really how does that happen? Like, how do you?
So with hair color specifically, it's a technique called balayage. For like to sweep. You use sweeping motions along the hair and put the color exactly where you want it, and do like fade lines thinner than you used to. It's just more freeform, and it ends up being much more natural looking a lot of the time. It's really beautiful.
I think my cousin talked about that before.
And it helps with like grow outlines.
Because it's a lot softer to start. Too. He was a cosmetologist and a drag queen, and he was on the cover of a magazine where like the whole spread was like drag queens half in drag and half not in drag, like just their faces.
That could be really beautiful.
And like he I'll have to see if I can find it and show you guys, but I'm like, that's my cousin. And like he's like I love him. That's like awesome. For various I never see him because of just life in general, but like he like that was pretty awesome. I'm like, that's just like, that's awesome. I love it.
The other thing I've taken up to like artistically recently is watercolor. I've just been playing with it.
Pretty. Oh, nice.
Too much, and I'm not like great at it, and for any stance.
Sorry for like scraping my bangs, but like my bangs don't want to
blend all the colors together.
I feel you.
Something like it's just fun.
Right. And plus, I'm shaggy everywhere, so like I need a haircut, but obviously that can't happen. So not right now.
Yeah,
I will say, I was thinking about things that I'm good at. I actually can sing, but I don't do it much in public.
You do it in your videos sometimes.
I sing a lot at church, but I don't really like sing other than at home.
I sing all the time
in my car.
And
I am that person that will be belting it out driving down the road. I am that person.
Right. Same. Like I'm always singing.
To the point where I'm at a stoplight and people are gawking at me. I wave back to the like I just don't even care anymore.
Right.
This like 80-year-old woman who was in the backseat of a car like bust a gut laughing at me because of it.
Right? No, I do really love singing. I'm not good. Like I would never want to, like, first of all, I'm not good enough to be famous or anything. And I would never want to go into the industry because I think it's a terrible.
No, it's a terribly toxic industry for sure.
It's so toxic. But I do enjoy it. And it's funny because there are people like I've had instances where I've like been out at like a lake, for example, with a bunch of friends, like old friends. And it's like the type of guys that always have their acoustic guitar and they like think they're so cool. And they were like, because Matt was with me, we were out there and they were playing just like random songs. They started playing that "I Won't Give Up" by Jason Mraz, and I just started singing. And then they all stopped. And then our friend was like, Aisha, I didn't know you could sing like that. And I was like, yeah. And it was interesting because I forget because I don't really do it around
in front of other people.
Yeah. And just
I sing a lot in like church and stuff when church is actually happening.
That's where I started. I used to sing in church. And that's kind of where I started, and then I didn't really do anything with it. So, and I also, actually, you know what? I used to play the keyboard, but I never was taught. Like I taught myself. I'm very musically inclined.
You're musically inclined and rhythmically inclined.
Right.
Sure.
And with my kids, like they both take piano lessons. And it's funny because although I've never actually learned, I've never taken lessons, when I sit in like Phineas's classes, I pick things up. So like I know what notes are supposed to sound like. And so it helps, So yeah, I guess music is a talent.
Not everybody is musically inclined.
No.
My husband is definitely not. He has 2 left feet. He can't carry a tune in a bucket, but I love him anyway.
Oh, it's adorable.
I mean, my husband's the same way. He can't sing or dance. And
no, you try singing BTS, I will garrote you.
If I'm trying to
oh my god,
and he's just like awkward, and I'm just like, wow, you're so white.
Oh my god.
One of my favorite compliments I've ever gotten is at a school dance. This new girl to town. It was just like dance, and I was just getting down doing my thing, and she is like, "Girl, you do not dance like a white girl."
Oh,
yes.
That's
I've never been afraid to shake my body and use my curves when I dance.
Yes, and see, I don't even have.
But I'm in conservative Utah. Nobody does that.
That's a big deal.
That's
so
true.
like, I just like go and I'm just myself, and she's like, "Girl, you got to move." She was from California, not
from Utah,
not anywhere from Utah.
Right.
Like my junior year of high school, and I was just getting down. She's like, "Girl, we got to be friends," and we were. To this day, we're still friends. We still talk every so.
I love people
anymore, but we were close for years.
Oh, I love it. I just don't consider myself to be a good dancer though. TBH, like at least not with ballet. I don't see it. I have rhythm, but that's not saying much. That's not saying much. But yeah, that's it. Oh my goodness. I derailed. I derailed.
I know.
I'm not even sure what the initial question
We
is.
love Tangent Land. We love to live there.
I don't even know.
I didn't even answer the question about what my favorite NPC was.
Oh my god.
Yes, your turn.
My favorite is Flick.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love Flick. He is so great.
Kind of okay. I don't like to kink shame, but his obsession with bugs is a little because when he gets all he's like shaking, he's like, ooh, and I'm just like, ew, what is ew. It makes me think of or whatever.
Yes.
It's a little
a
little much.
I like the personality though. I like that they.
I think
I love how when you commission it, he's like, "Oh, cool, let's go to commission." I mean, our contract.
That's what I like actually.
That is funny.
Because I can relate to that.
It's just the but.
Right, what's the next question, love?
Oh yes. Let's see. I guess. Well, I had one that was least favorite villager, but we kind of talked about that a little bit. Yeah.
Like currently or
at least, I guess you could say over time because I don't have anybody in my town that I don't like.
Phoebe.
Yeah.
So.
Phoebe.
100%. It was Phoebe for me too.
Well, in my current town, Graham, but I already spoke about that. Overall, though, it's a toss-up between Lyman and Rodney. Lyman was a very sordid history. Dylan knows about it because we've been friends for a long time.
Yes.
Lyman is just this puke green koala with a unibrow and a bright yellow nose, and the personality of just the most annoying jock you encounter in high school. And he would never leave my island at all. And
she tried so hard.
At all. I tried so hard to the point where at the April Fool's event, because there's an April Fool's event in New Leaf where Bianca, who's this faceless cat, would be like, you have to. I've made doubles of all of your villagers, and you have to go in the houses and see which one is the real one. And so I went into Lyman's house, and Dylan and our friend Tanja they like I realized that there were 2 Lymans, and Dylan is like, Melissa, it's your worst nightmare, and I'm like, it is. I hate Lyman, and like Rodney, I just openly despise him. I know Dylan loves him, but
to the point where you were running around my island hitting him with your net because you could.
Yes.
You're like, I don't want him in the shot. Go away.
Yeah, no, go away. So because like he's just always like, I've never, his design is ooky. I've never liked any like. I just don't like the smug villagers are like very rarely my favorite at all. But I'm like, I want one to have your personality. So like after having Chatter in and out from his amiibo multiple times because he was the only one who wanted to move out, so I could move new people in or new villagers in, I got Chatter to move out, and I'm like, I really want to go hunting for Shep, but somebody had Shep in boxes, so I adopted him instead. And Shep is wonderful. He's this sheepdog who you only see his eyes whenever he's surprised, and it's like the cutest.
That's the same thing with Biscuit.
He's just very funny.
It's his pupils.
And very cute, and like he's just this smug ass dude who lives in this cabin. And he's like, he's hot shit. Like,
yes, I agree.
This is so true.
I agree. Okay, so when I was trying to get rid of Baby, oh my gosh, she would not leave. And when I finally got her to leave, I thought I was gonna be. I was like, I'm gonna be shady. I'm gonna give her a gift, like a parting gift. So I give her a gift. I'm like, bye, girl, and she goes, surprise gift exchange, and gave me her framed picture. So now I have her framed picture.
That's amazing. I don't even have a picture for my favorite villager yet.
I like died because I was like, wow, I'm ready for you to leave, and you give me your framed picture. Get out of my island.
Yeah, she's like, never forget, bitch.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah. And so now I have.
She was like, surprise, bitch.
Yeah, she did. Like, she was like, surprise, bitch. Here you go. You thought she was going here's my picture. And you can look at it every day. I hate her. But I did hang it up.
You go straight to the trash.
Just like throw it away. No, I haven't
into the trash. Bye-bye.
But it was so funny because I was not expecting that at all. I gave her, I think I gave her a really crappy gift too, because I was like, she's leaving. Here's your party gift, bitch. And she was like, here's my picture. How do you like? Just so petty. So petty.
It's like she knew what was happening, so she's like, no, I'm gonna make sure you remember me.
I'm gonna win, is what she was saying.
Yeah.
Had it out for me because she was one of the first villagers that moved onto my island, because it was her and Pierce, those two. I like Pierce.
Oh, I love Pierce. Cool. I want Pierce on my island.
Pierce was cool. But like
Pierce.
I had Phoebe and Max, the dog.
Oh, my first 2 were Bam and Canberra.
I didn't like either of them.
Canberra I didn't like.
Yeah.
Bam was cool, but I'm like, your house is just a basic house, and I want somebody new. And it gets to the point where I kept trying to kick him out, and he wouldn't move. That like I spent hours trying to kick him out, to the point where like I started to dislike him, which happens with villagers when you want to kick them out and they don't move, and you're like, just leave.
Yeah.
Like it's like December, you can leave.
Right. My first 2 were Cat and Moose, and I felt really bad because I almost reset the game because I was like, I don't like either of you, but I know. Okay, listen.
But you could have loved Moose so much.
Well, I
did. See, I was getting to that. I was getting there. Because I was judging, and I had Cat in New Leaf, and I didn't like her.
Okay.
And I was like, "Are you serious?" And then I got to know them, and I loved them. And I was like, "Wow, I'm so petty."
Well, I mean, to be fair, I restarted New Horizons, like, because I downloaded it at midnight, and like
I almost reset mine too.
Because of the eShop and stuff. And I loaded in, and everything was happening, and then fucking Lyman followed me, and I'm like, it absolutely not.
So great though.
I'm like, how dare you?
You couldn't get rid of him.
He was on the same plate. So,
I'm like,
absolutely not.
Oh, my cheeks.
I have the power, and I'm not dealing with this again.
Oh no! I guess I didn't have.
Yeah, I was too lazy to reset.
Yeah, like I just didn't have any previous experiences with any of the other villagers, so like
I did.
I didn't know what to expect. I was like, oh hey, these guys seem nice, and then I got stung by wasps, and Phoebe laughed at me, and I was just like, wow, you're a bitch. You can get right off my island. And she stayed for a long time, and now she's gone. Yeah. I'm so glad. I am so glad to see it. I don't miss her at all.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. My least favorite from New Leaf was the frog villager Croc. He's a cranky villager. And I hated him. He was always mean. He's like a French frog, kind of, I think. No, he's not French. I don't remember.
He's based off of the Dharma dolls. And like, like from Japanese culture. So, yeah.
But his name is very Croak. Mean.
Which is weird.
Yeah. Oh, is it Croak? I always called him a crock of shit.
Croak or Croc? I don't know. I have no idea.
And it's funny because I
knows how to pronounce his name.
I don't know either. But it's funny because I found him on a mystery island, and I was like, okay, listen, I know that we had a history, but if you can redeem yourself, if you can say something to me, I will give you a second chance. And the first thing he said was something like, oh, why are you here? Are you here to get a villager? As if, and I was like, bye, bye, get out of my face, I hate you. He was so mean. He was so rude.
I actually wish, because I've heard... Like, oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, because some cranky villagers they made like better in this game. They didn't do that.
That was fantastic, cranky.
They didn't do that.
See, that's what I was gonna say. I heard that they were like they were mean in the previous game. I kind of wish that they would have kept that because I think it'd be funnier, like for them to.
I can understand why they didn't.
Yeah, like Chow has his moments, but for the most part, he's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
I know that
he'll say, "Here, take this." Rather than like, here, I have a present for you. He's like, here.
Right.
Oh, yeah, Wolfgang. When Wolfgang's out of his house, it'll say, I'm not here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At home. It's so great. But
I think same with that too.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I'm sleeping. Don't you dare wake me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't.
Or, it's not even that he's sleeping. He's just, I'm not here.
Because I think the crankies like go to bed pretty late. And I usually, I'm not someone who anymore plays Animal Crossing at like 1 or 2 in the morning.
I love this.
So when a villager tries to sleep, I'm always like, need help packing. Morgan, I can just imagine you.
Exactly.
Like, I can imagine you asking this and like pulling out your fan that you used to fan me when you did my makeup at 7 a.m.
Oh my god, he's fabulous.
Yeah, he is. Mm-hmm. Basically, we were doing a Yuri on Ice group cosplay at Anime Midwest, which is a terrible convention, but like we just had a fantastic time. And so it was me, I was Yuri, Dylan was Kristoff, Morgan was Victor. We had young Victor with the platform shoes and the hair, and our friend Gwen was Yurdio.
And those were high platform shoes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it got to the point where our Yuria cosplayer Gwen would just refer to me as a pig all day. And it was my favorite thing. And her extent of a Yuria cosplay was a wig with cat ears and a t-shirt with a little Yuria in the pocket giving 2 middle fingers.
Yeah.
I'm that was perfect. But anyway, what happened was Dylan was getting ready and he didn't tell me he bought the rose crown for Kristoff, but he did. And so I was freaking out about it, and Morgan knocks on our door at 7 a.m. with a bag full of makeup, and he's sit down, and I'm okay. And then he pulls out his fan to dry the makeup quicker. I'm just I'm talking one of those big dramatic fans with no honey on it. It was perfect.
Oh, so cute.
But I mean, he is also the first person. Morgan, I love you and I miss you. He's also the first person to ever make me laugh so hard that water came out of my nose. Because we were in IHOP at 10:30 at night, one of only 2 custom groups of people in there, and he just referred to himself as a honey baked ham, and I lost it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And he's just so casually. He's like, he was basically like, honey, I'm a honey. He's like, honey, I'm a honey baked ham. I'm like, oh my god.
I love it.
Okay,
Dylan, any more questions?
Oh my god.
I think that was all of it. There was a question from someone though. That was asking if we were going to ever do island tours. It was a while back. Let me find it. I think it was Crusoe. Here we go. So, are you guys thinking of ever doing an island tour video?
That'll have to be like a separate stream.
Yeah. We're gonna have to figure that out.
Do that
because all of that. Speaking as someone who's been a gaming content creator in the past, all of that requires capture cards. And everyone needs to have OBS set up and then the capture card configured and everything. Well, usually capture cards lately, especially if you get Elgato 60 HDS, are like plug and play, but you're still talking a $200 commitment. So, like that's part of the reason why I left gaming content creation. If we're going to be transparent, it's because the competition was too fast, and you like people like because I would ask people like, what camera did you use, and they would mention this camera. I'd look it up and it would be $600, and I'm like, I don't know where you have $600 to pay for a camera, but like that's not something I want to spend money on. So like island tours would be great. We would just have to think about how we would go about doing this.
Right. I thought about having like a meetup on my island with like but I don't know how. I don't even know how that would work. Yeah, I don't know. But
like with Dodo codes?
It's probably possible, but you're gonna have to like think. Think like logistically about what you want to
exactly. It's like
because and also Nintendo's online servers are pretty delicate. So like if your island is overloaded with 8 people, you have to be very, very careful.
It would like kick you. Yeah, it's just it's a lot because I've seen people's like games crash and like or not crash but kick people out and stuff, and so it's a lot. I would love to do something like that, but I'm not.
So there's a way that you can like Jimmy rig it like from home, and I've been thinking about doing an island tour because I talk about Animal Crossing a lot, but there's a couple things I want to tweak before I do that. So subscribed, you might see them pop up on our channels and stuff because to do it as an individual that are a little bit unconventional, I guess you could say, that people could still see if we want.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if people are okay with like me just like propping up a camera like in front of my.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, that's how things were done before capture cards were a thing. Because I'm thinking in terms of like Leroy, whenever he did Pokemon videos, like before capture cards.
He's still doing them.
He is, yeah. I remember like his platinum videos where his camera propped up in front of his DS. Like that's how it just was.
That's how I was thinking of doing it with the Switch.
But you already know that I'm not like a huge stickler for quality. I don't care about
your quality is fine. Don't even worry about that.
I just like to have fun.
I mean, one could say, granted my glasses aren't going to be transitional because we're inside, but like, well, I'll take them off for dramatic effect. But like one could say you're like Queen's quality. Like, I mean,
available from Biz Media.
Now, who Aisha is sponsored by. There we go.
Link in the bio.
I love and hate you for that.
I love you.
Yay.
I realized I should have taken my glasses off by the bridge, but I didn't. But I can't fix that now. They are dirty. I need to clean them. But
my glasses are always
mistress.
Hello, Mistress of Yowie. How are you? Speaking of Yowie, I'm reading Hide and Seek for Thirsty Thursday.
I haven't started.
Yes.
I'm very happy.
Oh my god!
Volume 2.
Like I love their relationship.
That's on the agenda for my reading for next.
I love their relationship.
It's
really, really good.
That one's available on Kindle, right? Because
probably
I don't want to make the same.
I believe so.
It is.
Time. Oh my gosh! I still.
What mistake did you make? What happened?
I still didn't realize Fire in His Fingertips wasn't available digitally.
No, and so like I kept putting it off. And, like literally Thursday, Yeah, it was Thursday. I was like, oh my gosh, it's not on, because I was gonna read it that morning, and I was like, what? I can't get this on my Kindle. Thankfully, my husband happened to be in Fort Smith, and I was like, babe, can you see?
have to go to the bookstore.
Yeah, I was like, can you see if Books A Million will let you in? Because they're doing all the weird, like, everything's closed because of COVID. And he was
like no touch browsing is like a thing that's happening now. And I'm like, so what are you supposed to do? Just walk around a bookstore and be like, that is nice?
Yeah, I have no idea. I didn't ask him how it was.
Are you supposed to tell a bookseller to get it for you, please? Like,
well, he was able to go in, but I think that they also do like curbside.
Yeah, curbside pickup. Because there was a bookstore, I forget where it was, but there was a bookstore early on, and all of this nonsense happening, or not nonsense, but the pandemic happening, like where the person came out for the curbside pickup in like one of those like dinosaur costumes you see at every anime convention, and I'm like,
oh yes,
that, and like she just had like the paper bag of books to like give to Angie Thomas. I'm like, that is beautiful.
Yeah, and that's like I think that was an option, but I was too scared. So he went by though, and he was like, "Yeah, it's fine." And thankfully, I think they had like 2 copies of that volume, and it was so funny because he was like, "What do you need?" And I was like, "Fire in his fingertips," and he was like, "Are you serious?" Like, yes. So he had to go and buy.
And that's what he told the bookseller, "It's for my wife."
It was so funny because like the cover, I don't even know. The cover
isn't terrible.
The cover isn't
terrible. It's not
it's
bad.
Not,
I think it's on the floor.
Yeah, like,
but it's not like, I don't know. Like any hentai ever.
Right. Yeah. So it was so funny because he was just like, seriously. I was like, do you want me to stay on the phone with you while you look? He's like, no, it's fine. And he took one for the team and went and got my mom.
Aww.
I was very grateful.
That's sweet.
Otherwise, I would have looked stupid.
All right, y'all. It's after 10 o'clock where I live.
It's after midnight.
So we should probably
wrap.
It's time to,
we should probably wrap up and say
so much fun.
Say hello. Say goodbye.
This has been fun. We'll have to all get together and stream again for sure.
Yeah,
we should.
It doesn't have to be about Animal Crossing because this initially
no, it can be about anything.
Yeah, like just to chill because we hang because. Oh,
last question. Listen.
Okay.
Listen, we're not. I don't want to end this on this, but I will say that I am very grateful for the friends and family that I have, because it's a lot. As a Black woman, it's a lot. It's a lot. But like I said, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have the friends that I do, and to have people that genuinely care and will go to bat. Like one of my best friends called me today and we're talking about protesting and she was like, no, you keep your ass at home. She's like, white people need to go out there for you. And she's white too. She's like, I'll go. And I was like, okay, girl. She's like, but that's what we should be doing. We should be out there doing. And I was like, I mean, yeah, sure. It's nice to hear you say that. So, I mean, I personally, I will say that it has definitely, these times have definitely shown me that I am a good judge of character. And it's definitely made me realize that like people that I have made a point to not associate with, I'm glad that I made those decisions. Like I have no regrets. And that's not just like within this community, but just like in general.
In general.
Just in general. Right. I feel like I've seen that I've done a good job of like surrounding myself with genuinely good people. And I mean, what else? This is something like say during this time of racial unrest, as a Black person, my entire 34 years has been a time of racial unrest. So like for me, this is nothing new. It's something, I homeschool my kids. We read history books. It's a cycle. It's happening over and over and over again. And it's not going to change.
We were doing the exact same thing. A little over 50 years ago?
Yeah. Like, so I mean, I'm as fine as I can be, it's the same stuff to me personally. And it's not going to change until the white people who care really stand up and say enough is enough. And I've been seeing that. at least from my people. I can't speak for everybody's people, but from my people, I've been seeing that, and I appreciate y'all, and I love to see it. So I would like to end it on like a good note and say that, be grateful for your friends, your true friends.
Right.
I agree.
Keep
Exactly.
them.
And from the opposite side of things, as a white cis woman, it's scary at the same time because I have people like Aisha that I love and care about. And I've always felt like I've done my best to support those of other racial ethnicities than my own, specifically the Black community. I feel like I've always been kind. I've always been everything I can be, but there are people out there because I'm choosing to not necessarily use my platform. I'm doing all of my support in my own way. I'm not using it publicly. I am also being called racist because of that, though the people around me know that is who I am.
No.
That's one of the hard parts of having a public platform. I mean, and I mentioned earlier that she was criticized for not being more vocal, representing her people, which we all know is bogus. We all know Aisha. We all know that she very much cares about her culture. It's a huge part of her channel. It's a huge part of who she is. The people she cultivates around her. So we just all take a step back, take a deep breath, and evaluate what we're doing and what we could be doing better. That's what we're doing because we can all be better.
Yeah, we can. Because it's a matter of, as white people, in addition to being there for the Black people that we love, because all of us love Aisha. Like, when all of this was happening, I texted her and I was like, I'm worried about you. I want to make sure you're okay. And because cause my best friend in high school was a Black girl, and I saw racism toward her, and like in random spots you wouldn't even, as a white person, think, because someone wouldn't let us in the movie because they thought her ID was bogus.
Right.
And she is like taller than me, and everyone's taller than me. Well, it's like just like, as a white person, granted I'm a disabled person, but that's not the marginalization that needs attention right now. That's for a whole other time. But it's like, specifically as a white person and as somebody who is going into the children's publishing industry with the specific intent to get to diversity as young as you can possibly get to it. It's my duty now that I work in that industry to promote diverse voices and promote kidlit by Black authors as fervently as I possibly can, and just use my platform in a way that I know what to do. Like, if people need recommendations, and people have in my own life, my cousin's wife came to me and she was like, my son is really into nonfiction, and I'm like, does he need middle grade recommendations? Give me 2 seconds. And I gave her a whole list. And basically, as white people, we need to do better because we're not doing what we need to do, and that is just a whole. It's a systemic issue, and even if you don't have Black friends, get some, talk to them. You need to diversify your own life, and you can't expect the Black people that you know and love to educate you. That is not on their shoulders. What is on our shoulders is educating ourselves and educating those around us, and donating where we can. If we can't donate, then we can further educate ourselves. And if we don't do any of that,
I've heard a lot of people saying, and I've heard a lot of people saying that don't just read fiction, read nonfiction too. For some people, the nonfiction is too harsh. Like, they're just not right yet.
That's true.
I've got start with fiction.
Yeah, start where you can. Speaking of nonfiction, I've got stamped by Jason Reynolds and Ibram X. Kendi, I believe. And I'm gonna read that, and my stepsister wants to read it, and I think my friend is starting a book club around Stamp from the beginning. She bought both versions for her and her girlfriend, so I'm not sure exactly how that's gonna work, but she wants to do a Zoom book club around it. So that's gonna be interesting to just discuss and learn and figure things out. And even if you have children, read them stories not only of racism, but of Black joy, because that needs to happen.
Those are just as important.
Yeah, extremely important.
And
because
I mean, I have to be honest, most of the titles that I read by Black authors are in the romance genre. I love to see them get these beautiful, happy stories.
Yes.
And that's where I start. Those are the stories that need to be told, because those stories weren't being told for a really long time. Only the harsh realities were being told.
Sorry, a fly just flew past my screen.
Their joy, their romance. Just this week, I read a beautiful book called The Boyfriend Project. I highly recommend it. It comes out Tuesday.
Is that from
Adriana
Herrera?
As well as an early review copy. It's really good.
Is that from Adriana Herrera, or is that from somebody else?
Farah Rashan.
Okay, because I think Adriana Herrera has.
And I believe Farah is a debut author as well.
Oh wow.
We love to promote debuts.
Yes, that is very important. I will say
that's a great
something from the perspective of a Black person. Something that I've always found interesting is that, like, as a Black person in this country, I can't speak for other places, but in this country, it's interesting how, like, even as I'll use when I went to cosmetology school.
Yeah, good example.
I had to learn about I had to be able to do white people's hair and Black people's hair. But the white girls did not have to learn anything about
They didn't have to learn both.
They didn't have to learn both. Black people, we have always had to learn everyone else's culture on top of and actually, we're not even being taught our own culture outside of our homes. They're not teaching, like, the Tulsa massacre, the Wall Street Black Wall Street massacre that happened in Tulsa. That's not taught. I'm from Oklahoma, been here my entire life, was never taught that in school. I learned about it from family because I have family from Tulsa. There are things like Black history is not the only Black history we get taught in schools is MLK. And they repeat the same old stuff. They don't really get into who he actually was, and so but my point is
that, and then the slavery stuff. That's all I.
It's like
same here.
I think I was taught like
properly, even really teach it. They gloss over it, and it's just like I had to learn as a Black person. Like, I can read a book and that has a white character and still empathize with that character and still relate. But a lot of white people, they see a Black character and they think, oh, I can't relate to that because they're Black. And it's like, what? What does that have to do with anything? Like,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Because they're still people.
Have nothing to do with.
They still have stories to tell that you can still learn from, no matter what you're raised in.
Which is why I love celebrating that in romance right now.
Yes.
Huge surge of new authors of color.
Yeah.
And I love seeing the stories because they do bring a fresh perspective, and I love it.
Exactly.
This.
Exactly. And speaking of romances, whenever she's back in stock, you should see Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson is a brand new queer young adult queer.
I'm reading it,
and my friend Adri said that it was just the sweetest book ever, and I love when they say a book is super sweet, because then I get excited and then we can forget about it together. And as somebody who isn't allowed to work on her YA contemporary right now, I need YA contemporary.
Yeah,
I'm really excited. But the last thing I will say is that if I could read tons of manga about people who don't look like me, who don't even, a lot of them don't even live in the same country as I do. If I can read that and still find things to relate to and love, it's not hard.
There's no reason why a white person can't read a book about a Black character.
It's just, there's so much stuff. I could honestly have a whole stream talking about this. I'm not going to do that because I honestly, I'm tired. Like, Black people, we've been talking a
long time, and they're just tired.
Tired. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I mean, as you can see that picture, I am married to, actually, he is Choctaw. He's Native American, but he's white passing, I guess, or whatever. And, race is something that is a part of my life. It's a part of our lives. We have children who, are, they're biracial, but they look more, well, they look like both of us, but they're brown enough to where people, when they're out and about, you know, I've definitely had to deal with my oldest being called an N-word, like when he was riding his bike a couple years ago. So it's just, there are things that I have to deal with and that my kids have to deal with and that my husband also has to deal with because he's a part of, you know, this family that, you know, I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of I used to get on Facebook and have rants, you know, and it's like when it falls on unlistening ears, it gets frustrating. So I'm gonna let my white friends
go to bat for you.
We got you.
I'm just like, you know what?
But in the meantime, all of us can do better. We can all support various causes, whether that's a date color or whatever. Like we can all find our ways to support creative. I recently found a thread of like 100 Etsy shops owned by Black people.
Yes. Or
also to support people of color, like just a way for you.
Or also, I know people in all of our communities are into anime and manga. There are voice actors of color. So look up their rosters and see what they're in.
And writers too.
And like there are some, particularly some fantastic Black voice actors in My Hero Academia. I know dub and sub is a thing, but do you want to hear Rocklock be voiced by a Black man? You can do that. That's a thing that happened.
I like it. That's happened. So yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a good note to end on. You know,
just do what you can, do your part, support whatever cause you feel passionate about, as long as it's a legitimate cause.
Yeah, definitely.
Ones out there, so please vet. Please be careful.
Yeah, don't be just throwing your money out all willy nilly. Like
no.
And check on your friends and be supportive where you can. And then also do your research too with like voting and trying to change the system, because that's really where we need to do. We need to do that. And
exactly, just educate yourself and check on the Black people that you care about, which is imperative every day, but especially right now. And read and read widely, because I remember an interview that Kwame Alexander, who is a prolific children's author, he said something to the effect of, "Does your bookshelf look like the world that you want?"
That's a good point.
And if your bookshelf, like if you're a reader, your bookshelf reflects who you are as a person. I have hundreds of these back there, and I have manga right there. So, like, if you want to diversify yourself and diversify your life, and you read, go out of your way, do research.
Take your favorite genre, do a research, find a person of color with a story that interests you, and go support it.
Exactly.
Yeah. On top of, there's lots of resources for it, especially now.
Yeah.
But on top of it wasn't that hard.
Yeah. I mean, and on top of just educating yourself and being there for the Black people that you care about and donating where you can and speaking up against racial injustice, it's imperative, and because it's not going to change unless we make it change. It's going to stay the same. So, and we can't have it stay the same, because people who are fans of Yuri on Ice, sure, like, we were born to make history. We weren't born to repeat that history. So just, like, I didn't mean for it to be a wonderful pun there, but like, but just basically, it's, you can't rely on other people to change you. You have to be willing to put in the work. It would be like me looking at a blank Word doc and saying, I want the computer to write this book for me. Or Dylan to look at like a blank page of paper and say, I want the paper to draw the Barabe boys for me. Or Shay to look at her client's face and be like,
that would be great.
I want my client to do their own makeup and pay me. Or like Aisha be looking at a floor and being like, I want this floor to dance for me. Like, that's something that's like, you can't expect people to do stuff for you. You have to do stuff for yourself, and you have to do stuff for the people around you. You can't rely on the people that you are helping to do the help that you are trying to provide for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what you have to do as a person. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yes. And I don't know if that question was like meant to, I don't know if that was a real question or if that was a question that was like, maybe, do you know?
Well, Terrell's been in your streams for a bit, Dylan. I remember seeing.
Okay. I was like, wait, should I have, I don't know if I was supposed to.
No, you were good.
Like, I mean, this just proves we can do a stream about anything, if I'm being honest, which just shows how good of a friend group we are, where we can just have these honest conversations and just
neither of us got heated or overwhelmed.
No, nobody got angry or nobody.
We're all kind of
we're all friends.
We're all friends, and like sure, Animal Crossing is the game that brought us together, but we wouldn't have remained friends if
if we didn't like that.
No. Because I mean, well, technically YouTube brought us together and stuff.
I mean, I would just ignore it.
I was gonna say, Aisha and I have been collabing all year. Like, we've just blossomed in this beautiful friendship, and that's
me and Dylan have been friends for.
I don't even
years.
register that Aisha's Black most of the time. She's just Aisha to me. Like, you shouldn't see a person's skin color. You should just see the person.
Right.
Still see skin color. I always have. Like, I think it's just because the way I was raised. I had amazing parents, amazing grandparents who were accepting of all kinds of people. And so I didn't ever learn to see color on a person. They're just a person. I hate people see color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish more people thought like that.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
Honestly, if people just like take a step back and not immediately judge somebody by how they look, be a lot better.
But like,
because every person deserves respect until they do something to deserve to not.
To deserve disrespect, and it's a matter of like, now we're speaking largely from from marginalized identities everywhere. As a disabled person, like, people stare at you all the time, and it's just like. And you'll learn to ignore it. You'll learn to, if you've experienced ableism from the time you were 7 years old, you just learn to ignore it, and it sucks. And like, the thing is, it's just like, and when you first realize your first like amount of ableism was from a teacher like that, it's like not, but that's a whole other thing. So it's just a matter of, if you're from a marginalized background or marginalized identity, just know that you are loved, you are valid, and you cannot rely on like you've done enough. It's up to everybody else who is around you to do the work to better themselves.
Agreed. And out of this group of people, I probably have the most work to do because I don't fall anywhere. Any sort of like diverse demographic at all, except like maybe my religion. That's the only one. But even then, like, I still don't see people for their sexuality. I don't see people if they're just like for a disability. I don't see people for color. Like, I just never have.
Right.
I don't understand how the rest of the world does. Like, it just doesn't compute in my brain.
Well, that's just because
I think I was just raised really, really well.
Well, then you're
the norm, and I know that.
You're one of the good ones.
I go out of my way to make sure I support those that I can.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm even from a very conservative religion that a lot of people really hate. And I am still me. I am not my religion. I guess the easiest way for me to describe that.
Yeah.
No religion is perfect, in my opinion. Like, they have laws and things. But as a general guidepost on how to be a decent human being, it's great.
Right.
And, I've always been the kind of person that just loves people. Like, my poor parents, like, I was talking about a new friend. Like, they couldn't keep up. And Steve struggles to keep up when I'm talking about people. He has to find a reference point for those.
He's like, wait, who is this?
He's like, wait, is this one of your Animal Crossing friends you're talking about? Like, this is the kind of conversations I have. Like, he doesn't register because I associate with so many different people and so many kinds of people. He has to find a reference point of some sort so he knows who I'm talking about.
That just reminds me.
My parents are always like, "Wait, where are we taking you? Who is this from? We haven't met them."
It just reminds me of a conversation I had with my mom earlier tonight, where I was like talking, because like now, since like I'm more vocal about like everything that's going on in the publishing industry to my mom. Like I was telling her how my friend Chelsea is it's like gonna be like the next Sabata here, basically, and because she is like in the adult fantasy world, she is, and she started querying yesterday. So Chelsea, good luck, I love you. But anyway. The character in her book, which is an Arabian fantasy about a bunch of people who go into a desert to find a magic lamp. It's fantastic. She has this prince named Mason, who I call my son, and he is just this ridiculous prince who like screams at everything and like runs away from danger and is like, I'm going on an adventure, and then when he encounters danger, he runs the opposite direction. and like he's just, and like I was like explaining how much I love him.
That's
and my mom was like, how old is he? I'm like, oh, he's not my actual son. He's her character.
Oh.
So like that's basically how it is. But like, just Chelsea is fantastic. Mason is my son, and I mean it's to be fair because Noah is her son, and also because I've got Team Noah's parents on Twitter. My friends Bree and Chelsea and E and Eva, who are like all Team Noah's parents, were like, I'm like, y'all are gonna show up to the eventual book launch with Team Noah's parent trips like it's the fucking Twilight era, and I'm gonna be here.
Oh my
because they want me to like write a story about like Noah's parents because I made them purposefully adorable to the point where I'm just like, yeah, I know their entire backstory and I'll gladly write it down because I'm just like but anyway, it's just a matter of like love can come across in any form, especially in the YouTube space, and we also have to use that love to educate ourselves and be passionate about things and like just make ourselves better people. And also just not rely on the people that we want to love to give us that love, because they will. But we have to work on that. We can't expect. We can't
show that we have earned love too.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, you can't just look at like I don't know, like you can't look at Yuri on Ice and say, give me Victor and Yuri's wedding. You have to rely on extremely talented doujinshi artists like Mao Dylan,
right?
Who blessed us with that particular Yuri on Ice doujinshi.
Yes, she did.
and
all
like,
37 pages.
You know the oh my god. Okay, well anyway.
Well, I think I don't.
Well, I mean,
it's at my sister's house. I hope she doesn't find it.
Too. So, but like the point is,
I did.
The point is, all these analogies aside, you have to educate yourself. You have to educate those around you. You can't rely on the people who you are trying to be, who are trying to educate yourself about to do the education for you, because
that's true.
Chances are they are very, very tired, and it's not up to them. It's up to you, because if you want to be a better person, you have to put in the work with anything. So it's basically that's what I have to say about any of that.
Yeah, and that's that on that.
Yeah.
Especially because it's 11:30, and I know
it's nearly 1 a.m.
Right.
Bed.
And on that note, we'll end it here.
Yes.
We'll stream together again. We should probably make this like a monthly thing. That would be fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll just have like a hangout night and
I mean, we could even have a thing where we just like pick a snack of choice and like eat the snack and like not even all together. Because if we want to pick like a random snack where we just chill and eat and talk for like 2.5 hours, nearly 3 actually, then like we can do that.
Yeah.
You totally can.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
we could even like maybe post
watching.
like a call for questions.
Thanks everybody for coming.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
Thank you. Have a good night. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye.
If I know how to do this.
Are we done? Did you do it?